Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome. It's Sunday night, shine time, in prime time. I am your host, Nick. I thank you for being here. We got a good one here set for you tonight. We're going to discuss 5 New York Jets players ready to have breakout seasons, and I'll be joined by my very good friend, Dom C, in just a few minutes. So sit tight, enjoy, kick your feet up, get inside because it's been hot and muggy all week here on the East Coast and maybe other places, but I don't know the weather there. I'm not Bobby. I don't ask weather all around the country. But ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. And we kick this off right now with someone we may see later with another sit-up update.
And I have not behaved one single day of my life. Not one day of my life have I behaved, and I am fine.
Hey, all you shiners, it's time for something cool. I'm here to do my part. I'll drop a stinky fart. No chicken soup for you. I'm gonna eat it up. And then I'll do a show and talk about the Green Hornet. I got a new laptop. You know it doesn't suck. I'll need to keep it down when I'm making too much noise. My mom will pull the plug and Dennis smack my ass, and that will surely blow. Hey, fuckers, it's time for the Nick Shine Show.
Welcome, my friends, it's a shine time, shine time. It's time to talk about the Jets. Don't you know it's shine time, it's shine time. Time to be with my friends. Hey, have you seen my toe?
It's got me.
Gentry covered in football.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, so get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Sorry, Nick. I know you are busy at your family, but I still love you. I talk to my relatives too, so I love you very much. Anybody in your family, tell them I love you very much. I know you have a family too, but I love them too. Tell them that, okay? Love you, Nick Shine. You're my homeboy, okay, you little buddy? You smell what Nick Shine is cooking, everybody? Nick is the best Jet fan you ever met your whole life. I won't lie to you.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Lot going on. A lot going on. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 weeks. 8 weeks from tonight, our New York Jets will be 1-0. 1 week from tonight. 1 week. Rookies will already be at camp. Veterans will soon be reporting. So, technically, this is our last Sunday night without Jets football for quite a while. Looking forward to the season. Looking forward to these young players developing. We're going to get into all that. Title of the show tonight, 5 Jets players ready to have breakout seasons. And I will be joined in about 10-15 minutes with Dom C. So, a couple things to cover before Dom gets here. Hit the like button. Step 1. Rule number 1. Number 2. You have any comments, critiques, suggestions? Super Chat's a great way to get it on air. Don't forget, I haven't got the prizes yet. But from last Sunday, when we finished the defensive line raffle. Sorry, I have all the prizes here I got to bring to Chris B at some point this week. Talk to the big fella over the weekend. We're going to make our way to Chris at some point this week. Chris, I owe you a call. Big fella and I are going to touch base again tomorrow night. Tomorrow, when he gets back from vacation and figure out what day works, and then I'll reach out to you. I do have your number. Then we're going into the cornerbacks. Darrell Revis, Sauce Gardner, and Aaron Glenn. It's going to be a big one. There's going to be some big prizes. We're going to go the entire length of training camp with this instead of just a couple weeks. We're going to go big with this one, give everyone a chance to get in. I have not figured out the bonus structure that I'm going to use yet, but there will be one. I don't know if the multiplier wheel with up to 100 raffles will still be in play, but maybe some variation of it. So I'm going to talk to some people that I trust with the channel, and we'll figure things out. And that announcement will be coming soon. But don't think that if you've contributed in the last week, you're not going to be on the wheel. You will be. You will have a chance. Everything will be going towards that right now. Gifted memberships. Great way to share the channel. Gives people notifications if they're not watching that the show's going on. Also gives an opportunity for me to give back to the community and potentially donate some myself. And then maybe some people will be nice guys and gals and pay it forward. So we got to build that community back up. We got too many gray names in the chat, and that's sad. That hurts my heart. We got a few moments before we're joined with Dom. I don't want to kick off the discussion without him. So fire away some questions. We'll get that going. If you have any questions about the Jets, feel free. If you have questions about articles of clothing that other people may have worn, calm the fuck down. David D. Boomtown. I watched most of Nick's show from Friday. I saw that you enjoyed the show Sliders. After Bobby mentioned the show, a Sliders episode had a New York Jets mention as part of the plot. Very nice. Very nice. Nate is playing a guessing game. Did he nail it? It says candidates for Breakout. Number 1, stickers. Number 2, Quantez. Number 3, number 37. Number 4, the cornerback we drafted last year. 5, Q Stiggy. For those of you that don't know, Nate is a big fan of Quantez stickers. I believe he got to hang with his mother, if I remember the story correctly, Nate, for a little bit at camp last year, and had a nice little moment. I forget the full story, but I think you were with mom at OTAs, if I'm correct with that, Nate, and then you had reached out to him and saying what a big fan you are. I know you love correcting me if I'm wrong, so please correct me, or if I'm missing any of the other details, holler. But what's up, Hank G? Peter's here. Boomtown. We got Canada representing. We got Rick Kent coming in from the West Coast, ladies and gentlemen. Good friend who I was able to meet and hang out with just over a week ago. Boomtown, always note taking. Lane kicks it off with an important question. Happened to the bikinis in the mail, Nick? I don't have them, Lane. I don't have Carly's bikinis laying around my house. She said she's not going to donate them. So you're going to have to use your persuasive skill set to maybe get her to comply. Nate, fact checking me. Thank you. Met mom at a preseason game when we walked in the stadium. She texted him in the locker room there. Then I took them to a Mets game. I don't know if that last part's true. I don't remember that last part. Tom Ace is here, ladies and gentlemen. Curtis is here. Matthew, Big Buck C, ready to hear about how Clemens is busting out this year. If there's any guy that wants any guy to succeed, it's the guy that bought a guy 2 of his jerseys. Yes, Matthew Big Fuck owns 2 Michael Clemens jerseys. Michael Clemens doesn't own 2 Michael Clemens jerseys. Rick Kent, always a wealth of knowledge, says Jerry Connell, the star of Sliders, is a big Jets fan. He is. That I know is true. And Rick used to watch games at a sports bar in Hollywood with Jerry Connell, his brother, Charlie Connell. Is Charlie the brother, Rick? I think Charlie O'Connell is the brother. I forget the things that he's appeared on, but I know he's been in some shows and some movies as well. But pretty cool. It's Rick Kent has so many amazing stories, so many awesome moments that have happened in his life. And we have cool moments because we got to hang out with Rick Kent last week. October can't come soon enough. We'll have the band back together. Hopefully, we'll have a nice, maybe do a little sit down dinner on Saturday night. We get some steaks. And then Sunday, we got the Jet Carolina game. Uh, Boomtown, ladies and gentlemen. Firing off the questions early. Is the Bikinis by Carly hotline open yet? Asking for a friend. It would be a very interesting website that Lane would have open on his phone. We wouldn't have Lane in the chat anymore if that became an actual website. Also, for Carly, a young entrepreneur, might be worth dialing that one up. Let's see here. Good friend of the show and good friend in real life, Addison, messaged me something today. We'll do a little Nick Shine show sports update before we get going here. It's the All-Star break in Major League Baseball. What does the All-Star break really mean? It's not in the middle of the season, but sometimes there's cool statistical moments that happen. 35 home runs by Aaron Judge at the All-Star break. It's pretty nice. But more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, the Aaron Judge, the greatest baseball player. 69 walks at the All-Star break, ladies and gentlemen. 69 walks. You can't write things as great as that. He's gone to first base 69 times through a walk. Our buddy Chris B with a question. Let's see what Chris got. Can Justin Fields be competent enough for our New York Jets to hopefully be competitive and successful? Can Justin Fields adapt and beat the blitz and improve the pocket presence on touch on short throws? Very good question, Chris. Very good question. We're going to get into Justin Fields in just a little bit. There's a little spoiler alert for you. But a lot of these questions you have asked will be answered very shortly. Clancy, 35 home runs, 120 hits. Who gives a shit? 69 walks, baby. 69 walks. Can he get to 69 home runs? Boomtown, here's the stat. And you know what? We'll show Boom some love. Because if it's the first time that something's happened since 1993, we got to give some love. It's the first time since 1993 that the Blue Jays have been in first place in their division at the All-Star break. That's is that the Joe Carter home run year? 93? Or was that 91? Help me out, Boom. What was the Joe Carter home run year? Oh, Clancy. I like it. You know what? Clancy, very aggressive at times when it comes to sports debate. Firing shots from the hip. They'll fold like a cheap tent in September. I like when Clancy shoots from the hip and it's not in my direction. However, Boomtown, I await your rebuttal, my good friend. And Nate, also a guy I like when he shoots bullets in another direction. Expensive tents also fold, Clancy. So almost all tents fold. If he's right, listen, I hate putting Nate's comments up, but if he's right, he's right. And I can't even rebuttal that. Daniel Meehan, one of our resident Detroit, forgive me, there's so many Detroit Lions fans here. Miami Dolphins fan, Daniel. Aaron Judge is the fastest to 350 home runs in Major League Baseball history. Yeah, I think it was 1,080 games. And I think the next closest is like 40 more. And then Stanton is like 300, like 2 full seasons more. It took Stanton to get there. And Stanton was at a very good rate. But we know he wasn't always healthy, still isn't always healthy. He's one of those players that you wonder what would have happened if he just ever stayed healthy. Correct. Yeti, Boomtown, if you have your little pen, Yeti lost his virginity in 1993. Also a really fun stat. David D, correct. It was that year. Well, I'm going to chime in. Clancy, a cheap tent might be harder to fold. An expensive tent might have good hinges and everything on it, and that baby comes right down with the greatest of ease. The cheap tents might be a little more difficult. But yes, you should we should definitely get in touch with Ted and find out. There we go. We've all turned against Clancy. Now he's angry. 17 minutes into the show, we made Clancy get upset. Congratulations to Nate, who lost his breathing virginity or gained his ability to breathe in 93. Wow. Wow. Wow, man. That was 93 was a good year. I was sophomore year in high school. Good times. Rick, I mean, what are we doing, Rick? Like, we got to get him to calm down. Ladies and gentlemen, a legend has just entered the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles A. Gorman. Called Charles today. He texted me over the weekend. I got back to him today. Had a nice, I would say about 7-8 minute conversation with his mom. He was over his mom's house today, and we were discussing things. We both work for the township, and Mrs. Gorman, very kind and courteous as always. Rick, I heard it one time. One time. Hope I never hear it again. It was justified, 100%. But you weren't even yelling at me, and I had a little bit of pee shootout. It was quite the moment. But as we say in this community, Rick, yeah, you're my homeboy. Any enemy of yours is an enemy of mine, Mr. Kent. Speaking of Mr. Kent, Clark Kent. I heard the movie was horrible. I heard there was no point in seeing it. I heard it was a waste of time, money, popcorn, soda. I haven't heard anything about the movie. I don't care. I just wanted to feel Charles punching the air and slamming his desk in town. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. We're about to discuss 5 Jets players ready to have breakout seasons. Oh, I'm waiting for connection. That's a tease in the business. Yeah, try again. That connection didn't work there. Daniel with an interesting comment. Hope you're doing well. This will be an interesting season in the AFC East. I don't think it's going to be too interesting for three of the teams. I think the other three teams in the division missed the playoffs. I think they're all us, the Patriots and the Dolphins, are all anywhere from 6 to 9 wins. Coincidence on this channel, I'm using a 6 and a 9. Of course not. But, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I bring to you my very good friend, who we haven't been on air together in a while. So I'm looking forward to this. Ladies and gentlemen, Dom C. What's up, brother?
Mr. Shine, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. How's your
Yeah,
so far?
good, man. I can't complain. Can't complain. Summer's been busy, dude. Summer's been very busy. So I can't hear you. You
How
got
are
me?
the boys doing in baseball?
Good. We're still in summer season. We're still in all-star season. My older one has two games left, and then the playoffs. And the younger one, I know, has 2 games left. I don't know if they're going to make the second summer season. So
All right.
we're good. Yeah, we're good though.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice to be on. Nice to see you chat and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we haven't been on air. We've talked off air, of course. I got to throw this question to you.
Shoot.
Give me a rundown in your brain. Thoughts on the Jets draft? We know that you are one of the Jets draft gurus here in the content community, and you put in a lot of time and a lot of work. Some people have critiqued the picks. I look at it from a perspective as I think they have a plan for these guys. And that's something that we're not used to. So even though there may have been some that have been viewed as a reach, some be viewed as they shouldn't have taken that guy. What do you see?
Well, I'll say this, Nick. I think it's really hard to judge a class. You can do it on paper. We won't really know what's up with these guys for 3 so on years. So I will say this. Although Membo wasn't my personal, the way I would have went, early in round 1, I understand why they did it.
Were you Team Warren?
What's that?
Were you
Yeah,
Warren?
I think I would. I think I would have taken Tyler Warren there. I think I would have. There's other guys on the board that I think.
Uh-oh. That's quite the cliffhanger. Oh, you're back?
I'm back.
Right, you froze there for a few seconds.
Oh.
There's a couple guys that
I really liked that I think went earlier than I expected. So maybe, if you're not going to take offensive line in round 1 and you wanted to kind of peruse around there round 2 or 3, some of the guys that I liked, were already plucked pretty early. So, I guess in hindsight, maybe, taking arguably the best, offensive lineman in the class was the right selection. I get why they did it. I mean, the kid's he just turned 21, an athletic freak, a true right tackle, someone who, you can really, barring injury, I don't think you have any worries on the outside, your bookends for the next, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. Again, barring injury. So
we got 3 pieces that could be in place for a long time.
Yeah. So
and you got to look at that, right? Our good friend, the Buffalo Jet fan, mentioned when you look at the top 10 teams who on the offensive line and their ratings, you're usually not drafting in the top 10 in the NFL draft. There's a lot of value there, and it makes everyone else's job easier when the offensive line is above average.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to make that good, right?
Yeah. And some are going to question, his, is he a true right tackle? I know he played tackle in college. Some thought the way his movement skills kind of would be best suited at guard, but it really depends on what the offense is going to look like with Justin Fields at the helm and Tanner Enstrang calling the shots. because you might just be able to use him out in space. I'm stand on 10 toes. I know it's sore subject for you. I'm sorry. I stand on 10 toes when I say I still think Joe Tippmann is best suited as a guard more so than center. And one of the reasons is because he's just immaculate. He moves so well. He plays so well in space. And those on blocks, those head-to-head stuff, I mean, it's just hard for him at 6'6" to win the leverage battle.
Yeah.
So some of those bigger, stronger, more physical guys that can win the leverage battle, he struggles with in the run game. He's not so much of a people mover as he is as a good sealer, wall off in space kind of
Takes the right
blocker.
angles and
Yeah.
cuts them off. Yeah, he's not gonna plow back like a Vince Wilfork or
correct.
Casey Hampton type. He's gonna have some issues.
So I think that's one of the reasons why I think the Membo pick is can be a double-edged sword, kind of interesting, because I think he's got a lot of those same skills. So some might say he might be best suited at guard. But he's got the size, he's got the length, he's got the pedigree. I'm fine there. I've been on board with Azarie Thomas, the 3rd round pick. He was my he was the top 20 guy in the class for me.
Really?
He was number 17 overall on my board.
Wow.
I absolutely love his game. I love his size. I love his length. I love his physicality. He is an Aaron Glenn cornerback. He is he can be and even in my write up for him in the off season, I comped him to Cromartie. I think he's got that style of play. I think he's got that kind of play.
Also went to Florida State.
Went to Florida State. Yes, absolutely. So, I love him. I think there's a lot of good, a lot of upside in Mason Taylor. I'm not necessarily on board yet thinking he's an NFL kind of blocker. He's a guy that can be your F or your move tight end and kind of kick out very well. But like those, you line him up against Myles Garrett when we play Cleveland, and Myles Garrett's is gonna eat him up all day long if you ask him to try to take him on one-on-one. So
yeah.
But there's a lot of upside and there's a lot of stuff that he can bring to the pass game. And people don't remember Justin Fields, his early years in Chicago. I mean, he made Cole Kmet a huge contract, right?
Yeah. And I've been saying that if you want to see what Fields is going to do, go watch what he did with Kmet in 22 and 23, where I think there was 14 touchdowns in 2 years.
Yeah.
Like 75 catches, 68 catches. Like there was a high volume going to Kmet, and he really liked going to him in the red zone.
Yeah. And I think that Mason Taylor is, 1 or 2, maybe even 3 tiers above the athlete and the offensive weapon as a receiver than Cole Kmet is. So that bodes well. Again, personally, I really think I would have loved Tyler Warren there. I think he's a little bit more game ready. I think he's a little bit more plug and play than Mason Taylor is. So Mason Taylor's going to hit some. He's gonna hit some roadblocks along the way his rookie season. Like I don't think he's gonna come in and dominate, but I think he can be, I think he could be a second or third best receiver on this team. Behind Garrett and probably Brees. I don't think that's out of the equation. And then after that, the safety from Alabama, I really like. I like the idea of him. Even if he doesn't step in and start year one, I think the Malachi Starks has the opportunity to. What I say, Starks? I'm sorry, Malachi Moore has the opportunity to really be a ball player in this league.
Yeah.
Grizzled veteran, has played all over, played in the box, played free safety, has played nickelback. He even played some outside corner, at certain reps. So versatility. I think that's something that you're going to see. That's something that I think we hoped as Jets fans we were getting that from Tony Adams. And me and Buffalo Jets fan are probably the only 2 members left in the Tony Adams fan club. And even after last year, it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard to get back on that bandwagon. But
one of the good things, right, is this coaching staff has no ties to him.
Yeah,
they watched the film. And just said this the other day. 2 things that they said, we need Sherwood. Do not let him hit the market. Mm-hmm. And we're going to tender Adams. So maybe for what they envision and what Wilkes and Glenn are going to put together, and Dre Bly on the back end, they were like, yeah, we can't let that guy go. He's been utilized wrong. And in our scheme, it's worth the tender. I think he went from, was it 2.7, 3.2?
Yeah, not much.
It's not much, but
Yeah.
they said, hey, maybe let's keep this guy for a year. And if not, you got more coming in from behind him, right?
Yeah, and it gives you,
Pause.
you know, it gives you three good safeties that can be in the rotation that we'll see a lot of time, you know, with Cisco, with Tony Adams, with Malachi. And, you know, there's also there's a couple other guys that are just floating around. You know what I mean? Oh my God, why can't I think of his name? Who's the undrafted free agent we took from Tulane last year? Jarius
Undrafted from Tulane.
yeah.
Safety?
Yes, Jarius. Somebody help me in the chat. Why can't I think of his name? Oh my God, I'm gonna draw Jarius Monroe. Jarius Monroe. He can play a little bit as well. You know, I don't necessarily think that it's out of the equation that he doesn't make the 53 as a depth piece. You know, he's 6'2". He's, you know, probably close to 200, 205 pounds. Again, in the mold of Malachi Moore, in the mold of Tony Adams, is a very versatile guy. Was an outside corner for a little bit, kind of transitioned, played some nickel as well. So the defensive back, at least in the safety room, is going to look a lot different. And what's going to look most different is that it looks like those guys are going to be key parts of this defense. Whereas in the Robert Saleh, Jeff Ulbrich scheme, they were afterthoughts. You know, they were just bodies on the field. I don't think you're going to see that. You're going to see a lot of, you know, pre-snap and post-snap movements and shifts and stuff like that. Safeties are going to be a vital part of this defense. Yeah. Steve Wilkes has always utilized his safeties very well. And
now,
they got to be
with that, and you mentioned Thomas earlier and how high you had him ranked.
Mm-hmm.
Now that leaves the door open for this question, right? Do you see Stevens flexing to safety at all in certain packages? And do you see them bringing Thomas in, or you think just straight dime with them? And who can Thomas play inside in a dime and Stevens? Like, how do you envision like a dime package for the Jets looking right now?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, I don't know really what the makeup of this defense is going to be. I mean, I think if you have four corners at some point in some, you know, some sub packages on the field that Thomas can see play. Thomas is just so good on the outside. He's so good as a boundary corner that you know, it would behoove me to have him move inside or flex anywhere else. You know, Brendan Stevens, the Jets paid him a pretty penny. Now the contract isn't what it looks like on paper. I think there's an out after year two where, you know, it's basically 2 years, 20 million, which 10 million a year is less than what, it's a lot. It's $5-6 million, $7 million less than what it would have cost to keep DJ Reed. And DJ Reed's not a, as good of a Jet as he was for the years he was here. He's just not a scheme fit for this regime. You know,
and as much as Aaron Glenn, who was a smaller sized perimeter corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he played with Marcus Coleman, 6'2", long, rangy. Sauce, 6'3", long, rangy. Thomas, 6'2", 6'3". Stevens, long. Glenn has a type that he wants.
Yeah.
On the outside.
Yeah,
we got Carter on the inside. I'm a little, Carter might be one of those MVP type of players because no one else on this roster can do what he does. You know. Because we don't have anyone else on in this secondary room who could step in, God forbid, knock on wood, something happens to Carter. As we saw last year, times got a little bit difficult. But we have long, rangy guys on the outside that we can step in. Even Stiggers, if he has a part and a role in this defense, isn't, the smallest guy. Yeah. So there's a type that they want.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you see Stiggers transition more to play a little safety in some spots. I said that when he was coming in, I thought that, he's rangy, he's long.
Yeah.
He's just not very physical coming downhill. Like that's the part of his game that lacks. But when you talk about like a true center field type guy, you could do worse than having somebody like Montez Stiggers out there. And again, maybe he's the guy who is the backup nickelback to Michael Carter, the backup outside corner, just the depth guy.
Off the top of my head, it's probably Isaiah Oliver, right?
Yeah,
he can come down and line up on the tight end. He can cover the slot. Like he's.
But if you look at this, look at the defensive back room as a whole now, right? Look at all of them outside of Sauce, right, and outside of Michael Carter. You guys, where they're lining up.
Yeah,
you have a ton of versatility.
Yeah,
you got, like you said,
you can get creative with how you utilize it, right? And certain packages, certain distances, guys might be better on 3rd and 8 than they are on 3rd and 12. You can coach it to make everyone successful instead of just having to stick with these are our 4 guys. We play our 4 guys. We're not sub. You know what I'm saying? You can,
absolutely.
You can get your, you can design your play, based off of the skill set of everyone around. And that's good to have that depth. That's good to have that flexibility. That's good to keep guys fresher later in the season and later in games.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do or how many of these defensive backs make it through camp, right? All right, because that Sauce and Stevens and Adams and Cisco right now are probably your 4 starters. Then you got Michael Carter, he's your nickel, right? That's 5.
Basically a starter now, right? You're usually you're running your nickel.
I mean, base nickel is more more prevalent than not. So those 5 are going to make it. Thomas is going to make the team. Malachi Moore is going to make the team, right? That's 7. Does Jarek Bernard Converse make the team? Again, another guy who's got flexibility, free safety, outside cornerback for flexibility. The kid from Auburn that they picked up off waivers last year, Jalen Simpson. He's a true free safety. He's coming into his 2nd year. You have Quantez Stiggers. You have the likes of Dean Clark, another undrafted free agent who can play. So it'll be interesting to see how many of these guys break camp with the team and how many of them don't. But you have a lot of versatility. You have a lot of guys that you want to run big nickel, you can. You want to run 5 cornerbacks on the field, you can, and not really let up put yourself in a bad predicament or something like that. There's a lot of flexibility on the defense, which is going to be interesting.
Glenn may have learned last year with Detroit with how many injuries that they had. They said, hey, we need more depth. We got to make sure we're loaded on the back end because they took a bunch of hits last year up front on the D line and in the back end.
Agreed. Agreed.
All right. Well, that brings me. I'm going to throw some names out, right? I had set this, you reached out to me right before the show. I'm like, hell yeah, you can come on. Let's rock this. I'm going to throw some names out and give you some thoughts that I have and then kick it over to you, all right?
Shoot.
5 players ready to have a breakout season. First guy on the list, and I think many Jets fans, if you're putting a list together of guys who are going to get put into a bigger role, put into the scheme where they can be successful and show their skill set, I think the conversation starts at Leonard Taylor III. He's going to be in there as D tackle 3. A lot of us believe, right? Nadi's going to be your run tackle, and Taylor's going to be coming in opportunities to pass rush, opportunities to get freed up. We saw him last year in limited action. As the season went on, he got a little more burn. Very quick first step. Can get into the backfield quickly. And now if you're using blitzes and you're using a little more of instead of that vanilla 4-man rush, 4-man go, this is a guy that can create problems for the offensive line. And also, if you're the offensive line adjusting to that, you're going to open up some blitzing lanes for Sherwood, Quincy, and others. So give me your thoughts on Taylor and what year 2 could look like for the undrafted rookie last year.
Yeah, so Taylor's always been an enigma. He flashes, and when he flashes bright, right?
It's like his step is very Quinnen-esque, but he's not as consistent. He's got a burst.
Yeah. So the thing with Leonard Taylor, it showed in limited reps and limited snaps that the game's not too fast for him, right? He's just, you're talking about a former 5-star recruit, like, premium high-level athlete that just really never got into his groove. And they said he had some attitude problems coming out of college. They said, he wasn't, and I'm not trying to, I don't know him personally, so I'm not trying to put him down, but this is the stuff that, I've heard from people that I trust, pretty well, and who are in the weeds, is that teams feared why he went undrafted was, they didn't think that he would be able to pick up, like, it's a little bit, like slow to the go on the mental side of the game, but you just put him in a position where you can just let him pin his ears back and get at the quarterback. I think that's fine. No, I think he's a liability against the run. I think he's going to be a role player at best. I wouldn't be surprised if you get some games where he is, maybe doesn't dress, in a game where where you need to make sure you have some beef in there. Could you start or not start, but could you dress a guy like an extra guy, like an Eric Watts or Rashad Weaver or something like that, an extra defensive end that can also bounce inside and stuff like that. I
love that you never mentioned Clemens, because he was on part of the 3 guys that need to be cut this week.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. Listen, Clemens, I think, is going to fall back into a role where I don't know. Listen, I think he's gonna make the team. I do, because I think there's a role for him. I just don't think the Clemens is a 60 or 70% snap kind of guy.
No.
But you have him in there for 10, 15 snaps. He is good on special teams. He does good work on that. He's big, he's strong, he's nasty. But getting back to Leonard Taylor, I think that there's a place for him. But it's going to be very limited. So I would personally, I'm rooting for the kid, but I would temper my expectations. I think there's guys along the defensive line that have a much bigger chance to shine than Leonard Taylor. I talked about one of them. I think Eric Watts is a really good player. I think that the rookie defensive end, Tyler Barron out of Miami, I think he's really, really good.
Yeah. You see him as DN3? Or you think Weaver starts in that role?
I don't know. I don't know, man. It's
it's one of those. We got to see them hit the field.
Yeah, right? I don't know if he's DN3. I'd say right now probably Clemens is DN3, and then DN4 is between Barron and Watts and McGregor, right?
Okay.
One, I think one.
How about Weaver? You see him in that mix?
Yeah, I think Weaver. He brings a veteran presence. I think he's a little bit bigger of a body. I think him and Watts, I think, are going to compete for one spot, and I think Braden McGregor is probably on the outside looking in. Because he has a much more defined skill set, that's just not, it's still developing in other areas. I think Braden McGregor is a good football player. I think Tyler Barron and Eric Watts have a chance to be really good. And when I say really good, I'm not saying this year you're going to see double-digit sacks or anything like that. But I think those guys have a chance to develop into starters. Whereas
you'll see an evolution as the year goes on. You'll see them get comfortable
as their careers go on, right?
Yeah, all right.
Whereas in year 2 and year 3, they really step in and find their role. I think they have a chance to, especially Barron. I think he has a chance to be a starter in this league. McGregor might only be a situational kind of player, like a role player, which is fine.
And it's fine. You need those guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of those guys get drafted as developmental players, and they're never more than a special teamer, and that's fine because you need those guys. But then you need those guys like Barron or guys who are undrafted who get into roles that you never expect, and that's how you become a really good team. When you start making a 5th rounder play like a 2nd rounder, that's where success really starts to hit.
Agreed.
We got a super chat from Nate. Nick, your show is usually super amazing, but Dom C is a great guest. I like his comp with Crow and AZ. Can he compare Dustin Keller and Mason Taylor as prospects? Dustin Keller, who I just got from a yard sale. It's on the wall here. I still have the green screen on. But I got a Dustin Keller autograph from a yard sale last week of a guy who's got some health issues in town. And
really?
Selling all of his Jet stuff off. And that was one of the things I grabbed because, I mean, that playoff catch and run in Cincinnati and then the playoff catch in San Diego, I mean, those are memorable moments. I know he didn't have a great career, but that was a guy who stepped up big in the playoffs for us. So
Yeah,
Nate with the super chat. I throw it to you, Dom. Give us a little.
they're a little different. Like I mean, Dustin Keller was. I mean, when you talk about the quintessential big slot, right? That's
Yeah.
what Dustin Keller really was. Dustin Keller
Okay.
was really a wide receiver, just who positioned himself in the tight end spot. I think Mason Taylor is a little bit more of a well-rounded tight end than Dustin Keller was. I think Dustin Keller's came into the league as a better receiving threat than Mason Taylor is.
Okay.
Mason Taylor, if he can really put on a little bit of weight and really just get a little bit more functionally strong, like I could see him, even though he's not yet the blocker, so don't crucify me on this chat, but like I see an upside of like Mark Andrews. I think he's that kind of guy where he can be he can be a main threat. Definitely needs to get stronger. But as a receiver, the hands, the speed that he plays with, I think it's all there. I think it's all there. I don't know if I think he's more Mark Andrews than he is Dustin Keller.
Wow, that's some serious. And what's interesting? The New York Jets don't even have. This is the worst site to go to, the Jets website, for like the roster. They don't have Mason Taylor listed.
You know why? Because he's not signed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 31 of the 32 second-round picks have yet to sign because Cleveland went. Well, Cleveland took the linebacker from UCLA, Schlesinger. They took him with the first pick of the second round.
Yeah,
and they guaranteed his contract, fully guaranteed. So now all the second-round picks are saying, "Well,
yeah,
I want a guaranteed contract." That's a big thing. So yeah, if you're looking at ESPN, they don't have him listed because he's not signed.
CBS has him, but the New York Jets website doesn't have him
because he's not.
That's
signed.
where I was for the roster. Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. Good nugget to know. And Taylor, his dad's a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
His mom's brother, Zach Thomas, is a Hall of Famer. So he's not going to be a guy that gets outworked, right? He's going to put. They know what he needs to do to evolve his game in season, off season, the preparation that it takes, when to wind down your body, when to get your body starting to ramp up and getting ready for the next year. Granted, neither one was a tight end, but still, they know as Hall of Famers what you have to do off the field. And the difference between Hall of Famers and very good players are that they put that extra work in, right? We all know the Jerry Rice running the hills in California, right? We all know the stories of what the great ones do to separate themselves. Lawrence Taylor was cocaine. Everyone's got a different thing, Dom. Everyone's got a different motivator, but everyone, all those great guys know what it takes, and he's got that. Yeah. And if he follows that path, I'm not saying he's going to be a Hall of Fame tight end, ladies and gentlemen, but this is a guy who shouldn't get outworked because he's going to have coaching in the building. And he's going to have love and coaching outside the building as well. So I think this is a guy that's going to be fun to watch. I think it's going to be fun to watch him develop as a player. And Nate, thank you for the super chat and discussion.
To your point of the Leonard Taylor thing, like the one guy who is bound to, surprise, if you will. I'm going to throw one at you. Sure. One guy that I don't think a lot of Jets fans, he kind of just falls into the weeds a little bit. I expect really, really good. I think he's a great ball player. I think he's a phenomenal all-around player.
Okay.
And I think that, again, we talked about the game not being too fast for Leonard Taylor. Also the same for Isaiah Davis. I think Isaiah Davis is going to play. I think he's going to play a role on this team. There's no doubt in my mind that Breece Hall is the best running back we have. But there's also, the proof is in the pudding. If Glenn and Engstrom have their way, they're going to have a heavy rotation in the running back. So I expect all three of those guys, Hall, Allen, and Isaiah Davis, all to have a significant role. There's going to be series where Isaiah Davis is in there. And listen, he can step up. That the good thing about him and Braylon Allen is both of those guys are not afraid, and they are both plus pass pro. They both can catch the ball out of the backfield, but they both can stand in there and protect and pass block as well. And that's going to see them. That's going to help them see the field a little. That help them see the field a little bit more as rookies. And I think you can expect a lot of the same with the second year. In the second year, so I expect Isaiah Davis to have a role in this offense.
Well, that's my second guy on the list.
Oh,
Opposite
sorry
of him,
about that.
Braylon Allen.
Yeah.
I think that one of the biggest questions, I've listed a bunch of questions that the New York Jets have for this season, right? Number one, Jermaine Johnson. How's he come back from the injury, right? That's because we don't have a lot of proven depth at that position. But in terms of running back room, the biggest question I have there is Breece Hall the workhorse? Or we don't know what Muji and Glenn have planned. Are they going to move on from Hall after this year? And are they going to have more of a, we got to see what Allen, Davis, and maybe even Donovan Edwards, if he makes the roster, we got to see what these guys have. Is it going to be a running back by committee? Who's going to stand out aside from Breece Hall? Are they going to give Breece rest? Are they going to use Allen more early in the game to wear down defenses to free Breece up later in the game? Are they going to mix Davis in there? You know, we've seen these teams that have the running back by committee. You know, maybe if it's a passing drive, 2-minute drive, you want Davis in there, give Breece a spell, right? Instead of Allen. You know, there's ways that you can mix this in, like we were saying before, with the defensive tackles and the cornerbacks. You can pinpoint your plays based off of the skill set of everyone that you have. Who's going to step up? Who's going to stand out? Is Braylon Allen going to have that opportunity where he's running through the tackles now with a better offensive line, breaking arm tackles and making guys miss? Is Davis going to be quick enough up the gut where he had a nice run in Miami, I believe, for a touchdown last year? These guys with this line, they're going to have opportunities to make some good runs. So, you know, I don't care who it is, but I think we need someone else, Davis or Allen, to really stand out and show maybe I could be the guy if you don't hang on to Breece. And if you do hang on to Breece, you're going to have a hell of a 1-2 punch going forward.
Yeah, and I think those two in particular, and Allen and Davis, have two completely different skill sets, right? Yeah. Davis is, even though he was the workhorse in college. I mean, he did everything. Yeah. San Diego, South Dakota State, or wherever the small school, FCS school that he went to. He's a little bit more scat backy. You know, he doesn't have, and it's funny because he plays, his game is very scat back-esque, although he's not like a true like speedster jitterbug. He doesn't have that third gear, you know, where Braylon Allen, yeah. You know what you're gonna get from him, right? Like he's gonna be your inside the tackles, pound the rock, you know, with him, you know, use him a lot on the you know, on those RPOs, and let field get outside, so on and so forth. You know, he can scoot out and make a play as a pass catcher as well, but not to the level, I think, not nearly to the level of Breece Hall, and definitely not to the level of Isaiah Davis. But those guys don't run in between the tackles as well as Braylon Allen. And he's just a big boy. Yeah. He's a big boy. Yep.
All right. Next one I'm going to throw to you. We kind of mentioned it a little bit. We didn't get too in-depth on this player, but another guy who I think could have a breakout season, especially in this scheme, Andre Cisco.
Yeah.
I like the potential. We don't have many ball hawks, right? The biggest critique with Sauce is he doesn't take the ball away. This is a guy who's shown he can get the ball, whether it's been in college or in the pros. Give me your thoughts on him, how you think they're going to utilize him, and what do you expect from him in this first season with the Jets and under Wilkes?
Yeah, so he's young. You know, he's done it in the past. Like, you know, he was a real up and comer as a safety, coming out of Syracuse, going into Jacksonville. He had a good couple years. Last year was definitely a down year, you know? Yeah. I think he was like, you know, I don't think he picked off more than 1 or 2 balls, but the Jacksonville defense was a mess. The Jacksonville defensive coordinator was a mess. Their scheme was the disaster. They kind of played him a little bit all over the place. You know, they had him more up in the box, where I don't know if it's necessarily his strong suit, and you know, more so than last year. And I think this is pressing, when bad teams press and you try to make something happen. Like, you know, there's a lot of times where Andre Cisco was out of position last year because he was trying to make something happen. Okay. You know, but he's a guy in the right scheme with the right pieces around him, I think can be a real net positive. Like you said, you know, there's something. I mean, what we have, I think 5 or 6 interceptions as a team last year. You know what I mean? Would it shock me if Cisco had half of that, if not more, if he had 5 interceptions as a whole on the season alone? No, it wouldn't.
Be nice if he turns into Whitehead and plays catch with Josh Allen a few times. He
Right?
gets 3 picks on Josh Allen.
Yeah, so there's a lot of feast and famine to Andre Cisco's game if you watch
Yeah.
the tape from last year. A lot of good and then a lot of not so good. But I
Okay.
think a lot of it was just because that whole defense was really pressing. So
Yeah.
I'd like to see they targeted him. Like they had him in the crosshairs.
Is he the guy that got beat on the Devontae Adams long touchdown?
I don't remember. I
know we ran that play a couple times. Devontae in the slot just going straight right at the safety.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head, but being 25, growing up in the area, grew up a Jets fan, he's going to become, he's going to, there's going to be a new kind of zest or vigor in his game, I think.
Yeah.
He's going to be an important part of the defense. I think he has a chance to really get back to what he was as a rookie and a second-year player, where he was a workhorse and a stalwart back there in the back end of defense.
Awesome. All right. You mentioned this guy earlier. This is my 4th guy.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Tippmann.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tippmann has shown flashes. Now we discussed him a little bit earlier, and I didn't press it and get too in depth because I knew I had him on this list coming out later. I think that second year with the guards next to him, right? You get that comfort, you get that familiarity. Also, something I'm very big on: calling the play, running the play. It's got to be frustrating for your offensive line with all the checks and changes going on to 1-2 seconds left on the play clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to figure now the defense is making changes as you're making changes. So I think it's going to be a little easier on the center, on the anchor of the line, who's making all the blocking assignment calls, to have the play called and have the play run as is, right? So I think that comfort and that pressure being taken off of him, not that he can't handle it in the NFL, but there should be a little bit more fluidity with him at center,
mm-hmm.
with the offense, the way it's going to be run. And he's got the ability. He can seal off the blocks, right? He's not a powerhouse. He's not going to maul people and drive them back. But sometimes if you just get that seal block, that's enough to gash the A-gap and then get a good run up the middle and get to that second level.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, I love that Joe Tippmann is my center. I love that he's on. Yeah, I love that he's on this offensive line. I mean that wholeheartedly. I think there's still some improvement that has to, kind of be played out. Like I said, he has a tendency at times to be on his back too much. I think he struggles, although he's a big, strong dude. I think he struggles with power on him, on his nose at times. And this offense hopefully will allow him to get into space a little bit more. I don't know if it's going to be a pure, wide zone scheme. I have no idea what Engstrom's scheme is going to be. But I'm hoping that they utilize him to get into that second level, to get into space, because I think that's where he's really dominant. And you talked about the cohesion and the symmetry that having all 3 interior guys back again will really, really help him out as well. I think they're all decent pass blockers, decent to good. And I think that Simpson and AVT are really good run blockers. And I think Tippmann can be a really good run blocker if schemed right. Now,
okay,
I'm curious to see this offensive line post Keith Carter, because I think that was a major faux pas, major issue with the scheme and with the coaching and with everything. So let's see what happens this year. And hopefully you see some of these guys take a step up.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been many years where we've had 4 of the 5 return.
Yeah.
And the 5th that you're adding is the top drafted guy at his position at right tackle, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we should go to another level. If the coaching just improves by 50%, and then you have that comfort with those guys, and even though Olu didn't play the entire season, he got enough out there next to Simpson where they have a comfort level. And that's big with the offensive line, because a lot of times you see teams, and let's be real, the preseason teams aren't playing their guys at all in the preseason anymore.
Yeah.
They do these scrimmages against other teams where it's more structured. They can have an early whistle, and that's where they really get it. These joint practices, and then you get to the regular season, and teams look like trash week 1, week 2, week 3 because they're playing the regular season games almost as if they're regular season game. No, they're playing the regular season like it's a preseason game. So it takes a little bit for them to get ramped up and get to the next level. So having a team that has that comfort, has that communication base, it's not just everybody is brand new and there's not a massive overhaul like the Jets have had in the past. Maybe we could start off a little bit quicker. And with Fields and the running attack, I think we can be one of the better lines in this league. I'm not saying the best, but I think we should be in the upper third of the league in run. And if you really get going and you break some of these long runs, you could be a top 5 at the end of the year rushing attack. And I think that's what the Jets are looking at and how to be successful. And that starts with the center.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think I think the tackles are going to be, you need to see Olu take another step. I think Olu flashed at times. I think at sometimes he wasn't. There was times where he looked so, but again, 21 years old. Coming into
and a massive win. He didn't need surgery at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Massive win for him in the offseason not to have to be rehabbing for 6 months.
Yeah, and the things that we knew about Olu coming out of college. He showed in real life game situations. You knew he was going to be a plus in pass protection right from the get-go, but he definitely still needed to get a little bit stronger and to really help him, be more of a people mover in the run game. And that still holds true. And hopefully this offseason will, we'll be able to see that he got a little bit better there. He's coached a little bit better. The offensive line scheme might be a little bit better. So all that stuff is, going to line up good for the young nucleus of Olu and Membu and Joe Tippmann.
And here's a great comment from David D, who's a Detroit Lion fan. Says, Tom, one thing in particular that I think will help Joe as a center is Engstrand and Hayden were part of a Lions offensive staff that worked with tall Pro Bowl center Frank Ragnar.
Mm-hmm.
So recently retired Frank, but they had a big taller center who got the job done. So maybe they have some tips. And now that Frank's retired, maybe you call him in a little bit and say, hey, I know you are a Detroit Lion, but maybe you can stop in for a couple days and come see us, your old friends, and have some conversations with Joe and maybe sit down and have a little film session with him.
Yeah. Listen, I don't want it to sound like I'm I don't like Joe Tippmann. I think he's great. I think he's I think he's fine. I'm being honest and transparent. I think there's still parts of his game that concern me, and a lot of it has to do with his lack of ability to win win the leverage game at times.
Which is huge. I mean, it's a legitimate concern. When you talk about centers, you talk about leverage, you talk about your win rate, and you talk about arm length a lot, right, with centers, because you want to make sure you're not getting dogged right up the middle. So, he's got some of the things for him. He's got some things that are concerning. So it's if he can put the package together and take his game to another level, because I think he was top 10 rated in last year as a center.
Yeah, I think it was 8th overall.
If you can jump to top 6, 7, I think that's really good for us. We don't have to have the best center in football as we're used to with Mangold and Mawai for so many years. But if you can get to that top 6, that's a really good place to be.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
I agree.
Now, the last guy, and I did save this guy for last.
Okay.
New York Jet player ready to have a breakout season. I got Justin Fields. And I know he's going to be the most discussed New York Jet. And I know that we're going to break down every pass, whether it's in slow motion on the Jets' social media pages or when the live bullets start flying, how he looks. I've said many times on this channel, I think he's going to have the best offensive line he's ever had. I think he's got the best running backs he's ever had. Garrett, you want to compare Garrett, DJ Moore with the best receiver? Okay. He's got familiarity with Garrett, so that's a plus. He got DJ Moore in the middle of the season, I believe, in Chicago, right? He got familiarity with Ruckert. how does this whole package come together? Can they design this scheme to accentuate all of his great physical traits that he has
Mhm.
and simplify the game for him?
Yeah.
We know he can throw, we know he can run, but making the game slow down and seeing it in the pocket and being more consistent from the pocket, that can do with designing the routes. That can do with the reads, right? That can do with your checkdowns. If they can get him to process NFL speed slowly and see it better, or process it quicker and see it slowly, I should say. He was a top draft pick. He was a national champion in college. Granted, it was an NFL All-Star team when he won it, but he's played football at a high level. And in Chicago, they've never played football at a high level for a very long time, right? They've never had a 4,000-yard passer. We only have one at 4,007, but still 4,000. The run game, the RPO, the getting him out of the pocket, giving him favorable reads. Like I said, linebacker drops, run it. Linebacker comes up, bloop, Mason Taylor overneath. Put 3 guys on one side of the field, send them all deep, swing past to Brees on 3rd and 6. Put Brees in a one-on-one against somebody where he can get the yard. Make football simple for him. Make it fun. Make it easy. Make it where Justin Fields can get out there and do some RPOs, get some good yardage, have favorable 3rd downs where it's 3rd and 6 or less a lot of the time, and move those chains, get Brees the ball, and just kind of build this scheme where we don't have to strike from 80 yards, but we can run the ball and strike from 80 yards if we have to. Brees can break one. Fields can break 60-yard runs. We've seen that time and time again.
Yeah.
So I'm not being the homer. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there's a lot of traits that I see with Fields that if built the right way, he can exploit some teams. Now, I'm not saying 12 wins. I'm not doing anything like that. But Fields at his best could be better than a lot of things that we've seen, because if you don't have a running mobile quarterback in this day and the era in the NFL, you don't have a chance to win. The Final Four last year was Hurts, Daniels, Mahomes, Allen, and Lamar was number 1 seed, right? So Jared Goff, sitting duck against Washington, blitzing him time and time again because they know he couldn't run. So if you don't have that mobile quarterback, you don't have a chance. And now you have a part of your playbook that's just blank pages because you can't utilize it. So I think there's a lot of questions, of course, but tell me what you think about Fields and the potential for him to maybe have that breakout season that a lot of fans are hoping he has.
Listen, I'll say this. I don't discredit anything that you said about him being a winner and established, playing at a high level, through college and whatnot, early draft pick, this and that. I'm still hedging my bet to see what this offense is going to look like around Justin Fields. We can hope that he's the next coming of Baker Mayfield, who kind of was down in the dumps and then, got moved to a new team and found it. We can hope that. The difference is that Baker Mayfield and Justin Fields probably couldn't be more different type of quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield just needed to be kind of, he could sit back and he can pick you apart. He just needed to kind of be tampered back and put the reins on him a little bit. He played a little bit too loosey goosey late in his career in Cleveland, whereas Justin Fields doesn't do that, right? Justin Fields is probably a little bit too far, conservative at times, right?
Mayfield's the Favre gunslinger. And
Correct.
Fields is like the gun cleaner. He doesn't even want to put bullets in and try to throw it. Like he'll hold the ball too long or run when he shouldn't.
Yeah. So there's no denying that, Fields is his legs are a weapon. You have to attest and account for that. There's no denying that he throws a very, very pretty deep ball. He's got the arm, he's got the arm strength to do that. I question quarterbacks that can't play that intermediate game, especially in between the hashes in the middle of the fields, because those are the reads where those are the second and the third reads that you have to come down and get to. And Fields in his time so far, now 2 different teams, has shown that he lacks that ability. Is he automatically going to find it now? I don't know, Nick. I'm just being honest.
I agree.
I'm going to root like hell for it to happen.
Oh, it's
But
not a given. Please don't think that I'm saying it's a given.
yeah,
All of
no,
my
no.
statements are if.
Listen,
Like there's a lot of ifs that he has as a player. Like they're not all going to come to fruition.
would it kill you if it was Justin Fields with 21 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and another 7 touchdowns on the ground?
I'll take it.
You know,
I'll take it.
that I think is
You give me a
probably
top 7 rushing attack with those numbers, with the blitzing aggressive style defense. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be a great improvement. But here's my thing with Fields, right? And I want your take on this. At the end of the year, it has to be clear cut. He's the guy. It clicked. They figured it out. Extension, or we got to go all in for a quarterback in next year's draft. I would hate for the offseason months to be half of us arguing yes and half of us arguing draft. Like, I think for the Jets organization as a whole, it should be clear cut. Like, we got it. It clicked. He's Geno Smith in Seattle. He's Sam in Minnesota. He's Baker in Tampa. Like, we got the guy. It worked. We found the gem. We found the diamond in the rough, and we made him everything we thought he could be. Or, all right, we're going to start him for 6 games next year, and then we're going to hand the reins off to a rookie that we used multiple assets to go up and get. Right? Like, that would be the worst thing for the Jets if the organization is divided on his success and what he could be and what he is.
Listen, if you're asking me, I think the latter, the latter scenario is probably more likely. Where
it's 95% we go all in for a quarterback in 26 right now.
Yeah,
but
you have Fields. You have Fields under contract for next year at a reasonable price.
Yeah,
you're not overpaying. For a bridge quarterback to somebody who's going to be a backup, that's that I have no problem with. Okay. I'm hard pressed to say that I think Fields is going to have his Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold or Geno Smith turnaround. I'm just hard pressed to
agreed
to see it right now.
100%.
Especially since this year I think is going to be kind of a work in progress in terms of the roster construct and the team building. Even the Detroit teams when oh my God, what's the coach? What's the knee biter? What the hell is the name of the
Dan
coach?
Campbell.
Dan Campbell. When Dan Campbell came in, remember they were pretty bad year. They were pretty bad year one, right? They were pretty bad year one, but he had to get his guys, and they had to establish their team, right? Yeah. I think this might be year one of doing that, and that doesn't really. I know that probably pisses some Jets fans off, because we've been in this snide for 14 years now. Looking for a spark of hope, right? And we've tried. It isn't for lack of effort, right? You drafted a quarterback number 2 overall. You drafted a quarterback number 3 overall. That didn't work. You drafted a quarterback number 2 overall. That didn't work. You traded for one of the best all-time quarterbacks ever. That didn't work. You tried to piecemeal it together with the corpse of Joe Flacco. That didn't work. So you got to just keep throwing darts until something sticks, right? So do I think Fields can be better than he was in Pittsburgh and at times in Chicago? Yes. Do I think we're going to see this meteoric rise to where he's a top 10, 12 quarterback in the league? No. Okay. I think that it's just a matter of time before, you're looking to find your next answer through the draft. And if you find, if that's next year, that's fine. But at least you have Fields there to kind of hold over, run the show, so you don't have to, baptize by fire the rookie quarterback. You can kind of just let him work his way in.
Now, are you? I know it's early, and this question might be way too early, but are you of the mindset of if it's going to be bad, let it be really bad, so we don't have to use more assets to go up in 26? Like let the quarterback be the biggest issue, like, or are you like, all right, let's win as many games as we can? Or
I'm never, and whether it's right, wrong, or different, everyone has their own opinion on it. Mm-hmm. I'm never one rooting for losses.
Yeah.
Like I want my team to win. And I know that's not that, if you're looking to land a, top quarterback or a top pick, so and so forth, that's not usually the best attitude to have, but it's
Yeah.
just hard on Sundays. It's hard to say, hey, let's lose this one. Like you think about it a couple years ago, right? The Washington game. Oh, we came back and won that Washington game. That screwed us out of this pick, or the New England game 2 years ago. We won that game. We broke the curse, but what did we really break? It got us out of the top 3. Blah blah blah. Like I can't. I don't have it in me to root for losses.
So
Now,
you're not on suck for sellers?
No,
No.
I'm not.
Well, let me ask you this: since I mentioned the quarterbacks, do you have any rough drafts of how you're looking at the quarterbacks in 26 yet? Do you have like kind of a little pencil, like top 3?
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah. I'm listen, most of my work, obviously, like is delved into the prospects and all that stuff. There's a couple guys that I really like. There's a couple guys that I want to see what happens this year. I mean, listen, I'm going to say this right now as it stands on July 13th. I don't think that Arch Manning's coming out. So
Agreed.
I think that's
He's going to make too much money in college.
Yeah.
He doesn't need unless the Giants are so bad, the Giants are first, and then they can go, right? Like they're going to pick. They're going to do what they did with Peyton. Jets had the first pick. They didn't want to go there, so he went back to school. But now you can make $20 million going back to school, right? So you get paid more in college at Texas than you can in the NFL if it's not the team that's right for that family, which they've done.
I happen to like. I think there's the next 2 years. I think there's a lot of quarterback prospects that are very intriguing. 2 years from now, DJ Lagway, the kid from Florida, is going to be just outstanding. You talked about Lenore Sellers. I think the hype around Lenore Sellers is really, really high right now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I buy in that he's a franchise quarterback right now.
Yeah.
I think the 2 guys that I lean towards, probably 3, but 2 more so than others are Garrett Nussmeier from LSU and Cade Klubnik from Clemson. I think those 2 are more of your traditional quarterbacks. They're athletic, but they don't rely on their legs. And I just love. I think they both have NFL arms, and I love how they are, like smart, high IQ quarterbacks, right? They can process fast. They can
more
get
Rodgers,
through the reads.
right?
Yeah.
Like Rodgers can run, but wanted to kill you from the pocket, but he can move when he had to.
Yeah. So I mean, right now, I know that there's tons of people out there putting out like top whatever, summer scouting stuff. I'd probably say if I had one favorite right now, it'd probably be Klubnik, the kid from Clemson. I think he's I think he has a chance to be really, really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just because I like the guy, I'm not a Penn State guy in any way.
Yeah, Aller's he was the third one I said. Yeah. I don't know if he's for me right now. I don't know.
He's got a lot to work on in the pocket, right? But he's got a lot of great physical traits. But I think the IQ part is where he's got to develop.
He is. I mean, he's physical. Like he's physically imposing, 6'5", 230 pounds. His game reminds me a lot when he's good. Reminds me a lot of Drake May in college. I see a lot of that, like the velocity that he throws with. The ability to stretch plays, the timing, the touch. But I think a big problem if I was Drew Aller, I would have entered the portal last year because James Franklin and Penn State coaching staff does him no justice whatsoever. So I like Aller a lot, and I think he's going to be a first round pick. I just happen to like Klubnik a little bit better, and probably Nussmeier as well. Right now, I mean that things might change when we get into September, October, November. But yeah, Aller's. Listen, if you told me that the Jets are picking in the top 10, I'm circling those 3 names. Because I don't think Arch Manning's coming out. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Lenore Sellers stayed as well. Although I think his athletic prowess will probably make him the top quarterback. I mean, those guys just usually go big and go early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would probably say if we landed a top 10 pick and one of those three quarterbacks were on the board, I think you're okay. I'd be okay taking one of those guys and letting them kind of cut their teeth and learn behind Justin Fields for a bridge year before you hand the reins over.
Okay. Thoughts on Nico from Tennessee with that disaster and debacle that he then went to UCLA?
Yeah,
is that a big character
to me
like
it
the way
is.
it was handled, or is it
Yeah.
more the people around him are the problem? Like I
Yeah.
haven't followed too much of it. I know of the story, but I know you as the draft guy. I got to throw this one to you. What's your vision
No,
on how they
he's really
handled this?
yeah, he's really talented as well, but there's definitely some flags that opens up. Like, to me it sounds like, and maybe maybe it's not him and maybe it's the people that he keeps close to him, the
Mhm.
family and all that.
Yeah.
But, like you are the company that you keep, right? You are the company that you keep. So, that to me that's a big flag. Like, he's a talented kid, but I don't see him coming out next year either. I think the better draft class is probably 2027. If you get Nico, if you get Archman, and if you get DJ Lagway all in there, like that's going to be a legit class. Amongst others.
Lagway, Holstein from Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Sam Levitt is another one from Arizona State. I think he's a good quarterback. He's a little, I don't know if he's at the level. I don't have him at the level of, Klubnik or Alwar or any of those guys, but I think he's a good quarterback in his own way.
Right.
Yeah. To answer your question in a very long way, right now, if I had to choose, I think Cade Klubnik's my favorite quarterback in the class.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Peter, member of the channel for a year. Thank you, Peter. Happy 12 months. Also, if Dom C had to lean more towards Malachi Corley being cut or making the roster, where does he stand as of today? Dom?
I think his draft pedigree being, a top 75 pick only in year 2, that alone, I think I would lean more on him making the roster. But this staff has no ties to him, so they could give him all the opportunity in year 2 to make a difference. And if it doesn't work out, they can just cut ties with him and move on, without that, without thinking or batting an eye too much, but I don't think that I don't think that he's such a, I don't think, I'm not ready to label him a bust yet. He was a third round, he's a third round player coming from Western Kentucky who was asked to pretty much run 3 routes in college, where most of the time revolved around some sort of, bubble or smoke screen, getting the ball in his hands and letting him be an athlete. Again, he was a converted running back. People don't realize that. Malachi Corley only played wide receiver for a couple years. Think of the guy that oh my god, I have brain fog today, man. Who was the running back? He was with Washington, and last year he was with Antonio Johnson. Antonio, what is his name?
Antonio.
He was drafted by Washington, and then he was with New England last year. I think he's actually still in New England.
Oh, Antonio Gibson.
Antonio Gibson, yeah. It's very similar, right? He was, Antonio Gibson was the opposite. He was a wide receiver that had to learn how to play running back, right?
Yeah.
And it took him a little bit, but the athlete in him kind of played out, and he kind of had to learn a little bit how to play the position. I think that's still what we're looking at in Malachi Corley. It's like, you can't expect Malachi Corley to come in here and beat Garrett Wilson or be Jerry Rice. Like, just wasn't asked to do any of that in college.
Yeah.
Smaller school, not a Power 5 conference guy. He did most of his damage, with the ball in his hands in the backfield. He's much more Debo. He's a very, very raw Debo Samuel.
Yeah.
More so than he is a true wide receiver. So you're going to have to figure out a role for him. You're going to have to figure out a scheme You're gonna have to scheme him, get the ball in his hands, and let him do work. And I think if this offensive staff can do that, there's a place for Malachi Corley. If you
Over
expect
under 17 catches, one a game.
Over.
Over. Yeah. So you think he plays and has like a role?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
listen, 17 catches is one catch a game.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Well, from what he had last year, that would be a massive improvement. It means he's out there running routes, right? If he's even getting, 30, 40 targets, like it's something we didn't see last year. So it's not.
I think the idea, the concept of Malachi Corley kind of has to be restructured in a lot of Jets fans' minds. You're not going to run him out opposite of Garrett Wilson and have them be your X and your Z.
Right? You're gonna maybe shift him into the backfield, do an RPO, and then put him out in the flat with Fields where you can dump it off to him.
Absolutely.
There is a skill set there if you have a coaching staff smart enough to bring it and to fruition.
Yeah, and the only negative about it is one of the few holdovers from the last regime was Sean Jefferson, the wide receiver coach, who couldn't get anything out of Malachi Corley last year. So you're asking listen, the odds are stacked against him ever being or really playing a role. But again, a young kid, I'm going to give him time. I think the Jets are going to not be ready to move off of a high third round pick in year 2 when he barely played year 1. I think they're going to kind of, give him enough rope to tie a noose.
All right.
Yeah.
You got any other Jets thoughts? I don't know how long do I have you for?
But you're going into call-ins, aren't you? Didn't you say you were going to do
if we're talking Jets talk, we can.
Yeah,
People have been dying for Jets talk.
I can hang for a little bit.
Okay. Now I'm gonna throw some of the things that I have in my head for show topics. Who's QB3 on this team? Yeah, right. Is he on the roster yet?
I don't know. I'm curious. There's Glenn Naughton, who is a good friend of mine. Really Jet Nation, good friend of mine. He really, he's a guy for 2 years now has been on the Brady Cook hype train. The kid from Missouri that we took as an undrafted free agent. I don't know if he has an NFL arm, but he's, seasoned. He's mobile. He's kind of fits the mold of, if you look at this quarterback room and what you have in Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor, like the progression would be to Brady Cook. So I guess if I had to say somebody, would it phase you whatsoever if they went into the final 53 with only 2 quarterbacks? No, it wouldn't. And it wouldn't phase me either. Maybe have one of those guys down there. I don't know if there's a QB3 that's going to be on the roster regular all the time, just because I think you have too many decisions elsewhere, right?
Yeah.
Are you only keeping 5 receivers? Or are you keeping 6 receivers? Are you keeping Corley?
Do you counter Charles as a receiver as your special team?
Yeah. What are you doing with guys like that? What are you doing in the edge room?
Nagwinwe, he had the kick return last year.
Yeah,
you count him as a running back and special teamer.
Yeah. Yeah,
again, you keep Donovan Edwards since you don't have a fullback. Like there's.
Well, they got a fullback. They signed Andrew Beck early in the offseason.
Yeah,
Andrew Beck, I think, has a good chance to make the team.
Yeah.
But I don't know. See, again, there's the roster stuff, right?
Yeah.
Do you keep 2 tight ends and Andrew Beck as your 3rd tight end / fullback? Do you
keep Smart?
Do you keep 3 over Ruckert? Do you keep 3 tight ends and Beck? And if so, where's Ngakwe or however you say his name? Like, do you only keep 3 running backs on the roster? So
I call him the guy with the kick return for the touchdown last year because that's easier to say than his name.
Yeah. So there's a lot of all that stuff is still to me it's way too early to figure out.
Okay. Show topic I did the other day. There's 3 Jets that need to be cut. One of the guys that I had was Max Mitchell. Now you got Olu, Membu, Chemway, and then Carter Warren, who I think so far is above Mitchell. I don't see them keeping 5 tackles. I see 4, 4, and 2 with the offensive line breakdown, and both Myers and Tittman can play a guard, so maybe you don't need 4 guards. Maybe you have 3, so that gets you a 5th tackle. How do you see maybe that offensive line numbers game being broken down?
It'll be. I think it'll be 10. I think Mitchell is probably going to be the short man, the short, catch the short stick, and I'm okay with that. I'm ready to move on from Max Mitchell. He's done nothing but regressed from his rookie year until now.
And it's unfortunate why, he had the blood clot at the end of the rookie year, and he looked promising. He played guard, he played tackle, he moved around a little bit, and it looked like it was going to be a thing, right? Like it looked like he was going to be able to maybe not be a starter, but maybe be a tackle 3 for years to come. And
which a swing tackle is not the worst thing in the world, right? But you just signed what is his name from New England?
Chemway,
Okorafor. That's it.
Yeah,
Okorafor is your swing.
But he's your 3.
Yeah, he's your swing tackle, and then it really comes down to who do you in a pinch. Who do you feel more comfortable with at left tackle? If something happens to Olu. And to me, I'm with you. I'd say Carter Warren.
I'd go ABT
over Max
first.
Mitchell.
I'd go ABT. Put Tittman at guard and bring Myers in, right?
Yeah.
That's your best 5, probably, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't want to get into those games with AVT, but if needed, I want the best 5 out there. I don't want a turnstile at left tackle.
Yeah.
Do we get another wide receiver in training camp? Because
no.
This wide receiver room, man, is one injury away from being a XFL.
You
Shout
look
out to Boom. I can't say CFL because Boomtown up in Canada. I don't want him getting upset. He thinks I'm always taking digs. But you look at this roster. If something were to happen to G5, man, holy shit.
Yeah, listen, I don't think you're going to have a team that's throwing the ball a ton anyway.
Yeah.
But look at the guys that they brought in, right? I mean, look at I'm not brought in, but look at the guys they have on the roster, right? You got Alan Lazard, a ridiculously good downfield blocker. You got Tyler Johnson, another big, ridiculously good blocker at the position. What does that tell you? They have a type, right? They have a type. They have a guys that aren't afraid to crack down on linebackers, that can stalk block safeties and cornerbacks out there to help pave the way for Breece Hall and Justin Fields on the ground. So,
I know, but we saw it last year. Defenses had a much easier time when we weren't throwing the ball downfield, right? It's easy to play defense in the NFL when your linebackers and safeties just have to worry about coming forward. You're going to have to get downfield. You're going to have to get over the top. You're going to have to open it up so your run game can be effective. And I know Arian Smith can run. It's about all he can do right now. He didn't have a great OTAs with the route running and breaking off, and there's plenty of time to get coached and developed. And if you utilize him, someone that we didn't mention earlier, as just someone who can go and take care of the safety to the fact where Wilson can cut in 12-yard in, Taylor can do a 10, 12-yard crossing route after, and come in underneath after you create the openings and you can design it. We haven't had a guy who can run past the defense since Robbie Anderson. And Robbie Anderson started as just a go guy, right? And then he developed a little bit, had some good moments with Sam Darnold, but he's got something no one else on this team can do. And if they can use that, and I think they drafted with a purpose, right? They drafted Malachi Moore where you're going to be a special teamer to start. You're going to sit behind these guys. You might have to roll in some packages as the year goes on. Somebody goes down, we think we can play you. And then maybe year 2, we don't need Adams or we don't need Cisco. You're going to be a starter in year 2 for us. Lock it in, Arian Smith, you can run past people. We're going to bring you in to run past people, and then we're going to work off of that and use that as the ability to open everyone else up. Barron, we need DN depth. We don't know what JJ is going to be. We found a nice piece later in the draft that we think can come in and play. I think they drafted with purpose, and they drafted with a vision. And that's not something we see a lot as Jets fans, right? You can look at every player and see the potential role for these guys. And listen, if Garrett goes down, man, we are going to go back to seeing 10, 11 guys in the box. Like it's going to be
Oh yeah.
Zach Wilson type of defense. We're like, all right, go ahead, throw, see what you can do. Like Lazard's not getting separation from anyone.
No.
It's going to be scary.
Yeah. Josh Reynolds.
WR1. Like it's not Charles Gorman playing Madden. It's actual NFL games.
Oh yeah.
So I think they got to be on the wire.
Listen, if Garrett goes down, I mean, you're not finding anybody on the wire that's going to save that anyway.
You're getting Klubnik or Sellers next year.
Yeah, right?
If Garrett goes down, it's okay. We're getting the quarterback that we need.
Yeah. That's it.
JoJo Townsend, former NFL wide receiver, kick returner for the Jets in the 80s. My favorite name to say in the history of the NFL. This reminds me of 2018. That was the worst receivers I've ever seen. That was the year that Robbie was our WR1.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not necessarily concerned. Like, in why I say that is because I don't think you have a quarterback that is going to, he's not going to make, he's not going to make anybody that much better. So,
yeah. Boomtown, the question. And if you guys have questions, feel free, throw them in for Dom and myself. We got a few more minutes with Dom. We'll do some questions. Boomtown says, why do you not think the Jets will be seeing 11, 12 in the box every game this season, even if Garrett is healthy? Well, they won't see 12 because that would be a penalty on the defense. Boom. I don't know how you guys play up in Canada, but here we only do 11. Of course, I had to tease you with that one. I think if you have Garrett Wilson out there who commands a double team, you're going to bracket him. And then if you have Arian Smith on the other side of the field who can go deep, and Josh Reynolds who can run good routes, even though he doesn't have a high volume in his career, and then you have Mason Taylor, and then you can swing Brees out into the flat, I think you have a formidable attack where each guy can do something. But if you take Garrett out, now you don't have anyone that you fear. So your safeties can play downhill, boom, and you can say, okay, go ahead. You're going to be Rodgers. You're going to throw fades up the sideline to Allen Lazard. Okay, we'll take that. We're going to just send everyone at you, eliminate your run game, and make you play 3rd and 9. And that's not where the Jets want to play football.
Nope. I agree.
Jay Quest with an interesting comment. Is, if we win a Super Bowl, I will do a line out of Bobby's bum. I'm 100% serious. Well, Quest, you did knock him down last year and hurt a shoulder. I think you should do that anyway just to make amends with him. Not that I condone any sort of Coca-Cola usage.
Not today, you don't. Not today, you don't.
Lane obviously hasn't been paying attention and says, Dom, how do you feel about the Jets?
Lane. 13 years in the making of a me in the fetal position right around Halloween, getting ready for the.
Well, you know what? Charles has a better answer. It says, you ask that question every time you come on. Do you pay attention? Charles, calm down.
Clearly he doesn't.
Calm down. Charles is feisty. Now, Dom,
yes,
all
sir.
of these things we've discussed today, July 13th, before training camp, everyone's healthy. Give me your ceiling. Give me your floor for this team. Everything I've asked you, that's the one.
Ceiling is probably, if I'm being honest, 9-10 wins, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're still that gets you into the playoffs. And the floor is, a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
And I think it'll fall somewhere in between, if I'm being honest. I could see this team 7-10. I could also see this team 10-7.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to have everything go right. Right? You're gonna have to have everything go right. It's not an easy start to the season. Right? It's a little bit easier at the end. Like I know everyone is super amped up for Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. Like Pittsburgh's a good team.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
They always hit the ground running. They're so good in September because they've never changed their schemes. Everyone knows their responsibilities. Everyone knows what to do. They start every year 4-0, 5-1, 6-2.
And they
Even
have,
last year with Fields, they were 4-2.
yeah, and they have a a more veteran kind of roster base. So those guys are like you said, they're ready and they're prepped. So I think that's going to be a tough game. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to have something to prove, right? And as much as I was elated to be done with the Aaron Rodgers experience here in New Jersey, like it's not how I wanted to open the season. That's for sure. He's gonna be on and then
I
Buffalo.
would want to play him early though. I did want that game early because of the time that it takes for him to do all of his adjustments and all the checks. I would rather play them week 1 than week 11. When they could be hitting a rhythm. We saw ourselves that it didn't look good last year in San Francisco. It took a little bit. Tennessee didn't look good. It took a little bit for Rodgers to get comfortable. It took the week, game 3 against New England.
Yeah. I like that's gonna be a really hard game to start. The top 3, the first 3 games were really difficult. Even you want to even say Miami in Miami, like I'm not,
At least that's Monday night, and you're not on the sideline where it's 120 and it's 90 on the other sideline, right?
yeah, like you break the season in the quarters. I think it's a huge win if you can get a first quarter 2-2.
Yeah, I've been breaking it down before the bye in like 2-game seasons. Pitt and Buffalo at home, if you can get that win against Pitt, be 1-1, that's okay. You go to Florida back-to-back games, if you can get one of those and be 2-2, that's huge, right?
Yeah.
Then you got Dallas at home that never really plays well here, and we never know what they're going to be.
Yeah.
And then you go to
traveling to
London.
London's not. It always sucks. I think Carolina's a winnable game. Cincinnati's going to be tough. I think Cleveland's going to be tough. I do. I think Cleveland's going to be a good team. I think their defense is really, really underrated, really nasty.
Cleveland could be us, right? Like the quarterback is the biggest question.
Yep.
They got a good defense. They got a good coach.
And then once you're after that, from Cleveland on, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think you got, you can get 5 of those games easy, 5 or 6 of those. It's really what happens the first.
You're not scared of any of those games. We're not going to win them all, but I'm not scared of Cleveland. I'm not scared of New England. I'm not scared of Atlanta, Miami, Jacksonville, New Orleans, and then Buffalo. Who knows? That last week, maybe they don't have anything to play for that last week.
Correct.
So you could be getting a perfect scenario to get hot at the right time, like Detroit's Dan Campbell's teams did that first year. Nobody wanted to play them the last 6-7 games of that first year because they were just a different team later in the year. There's a couple things the Jets can do. You want to change the narrative? Change the narrative. You have an extra game off before the Miami game. You have the short week with New England, right, on Thursday night. You got to win games that you have them winning with short rest and long rest. The Jets have not been good. You got Cleveland. You can change the narrative. You come out of the bye week, beat Cleveland at home after the long week, the 2 weeks off, and then go into New England on Thursday night. Jets fans should be in a tizzy because it means we've finally been able to fix some issues that we've had in the past. And I think in year 1, people are going to talk about playoffs because it's the biggest story and it's the 14-year drama that we've had. Mm-hmm. But in order to get to the playoffs, you got to start doing things right. Winning on extra rest is one thing the Jets have not done well with multiple coaches in the past, right? I think even Bowles, it was an issue going that far back a decade. So when you win those games, that Cincinnati game before the bye, that's a game where you pull out all the stops. Because if you beat Carolina and you split in Florida and then you maybe get Pittsburgh and you're at 3 or maybe 4 wins, you pull everything out in that game. And if you can win that game and somehow maybe be 5-3 in the beginning of this, you're looking at Jets fans are going to be in a tizzy looking at that second half schedule, Dom.
Yeah. Listen, if you can get out, I think 5-3 is huge. If you can get out 4-4 in that top 8. Now, again, it's easy to say now in July because we have no idea what the rosters are going to look like come week 9. Cincinnati could be without Joe Burrow and Chase Brown, and Cleveland could be without 4 of their starters. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But that we got no help in the beginning of the schedule for sure. Like I would have rathered. I know you said you wanted Pittsburgh early, but if you take the teams after the bye and you flip them with the teams before the bye, I would have rathered go that way.
Really?
I would have build up to
Wow.
something. Go
Not
get
me, because I want it to get better going into next year. If we're not a playoff team, I would rather get hot. And with Atlanta and Miami coming up here late November, December, I'll take that. Going to Jacksonville in December, I'll take that. Going
New
to
Eng-
New Orleans in December, good. New England here at home, good. You know, it can create a positive environment for the fans going into the offseason.
Yeah.
Where if at the end of the year we lose to Dallas, we lose to Denver, Cincinnati, we lose 3 of our last 4, it's just going to be a shit show. I'd rather get hot later in the year than have a collapse, because then you're going to is Glenn the right guy? They fell off. You know, I don't want to hear that bullshit after 1 year with the coaching staff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, awesome. When are you guys at Talking Jets cranking it back up?
Right towards the end of July, we'll be back up and running as we get into camp and whatnot.
You still on Mondays?
Yeah, I'll be
with
on
Ryan?
Monday. I'll be on Mondays with Ryan. And then we'll see about about Thursdays. Past couple years I've been, locked in with Green Bean doing the Thursday thick of it. I'm assuming that'll go back to what it was, but we don't know. He has a tendency to change those things up a little bit. So I'll be around, man. I got a lot of stuff
Well,
coming up.
you ever want to get on like tonight? You text me at 7:40. I'm like, hell yeah, come on.
Yeah. No, and it's good just to see your face and talk to you again. Like,
hell yeah, man.
We chat here and there, but life just gets busy. That's all. And for me, from May till now, I mean, I've just been locked in, just super, super busy with other stuff. Not to say that I don't have my nose in the grindstone to the stuff that I do, just not as heavily involved over the past couple months. So I'm happy
Sunday nights, a lot of our games are at 1. So Jake, other channels, they do their post-game shows. 8 o'clock, the dust settles. I'll be coming on live. Any week you want to come on, say, hey, today was a great game. I want to talk about it. Can I hop on with you? You're good. You got an open invite. You know that, buddy.
Awesome, brother. Well, it's good seeing you, man. And
too, man.
Good to be back. Thank you, everybody in the chat. We'll talk soon, and I'll see you later, man.
All right, I'm going to play a video. When I play that video, I'm going to drop Dom C's page in the chat before I go. Dom, thank you for hanging out, man. This was a pleasant surprise. We'll talk soon.
All right, buddy.
Later, pal.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Dom C. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know there's been a lot of you out there wanting Jets talk. We just gave you an hour and a half of Jets talk. So we're getting there, folks. We're getting there. We're almost at the finish line, ladies and gentlemen. The offseason is almost over. This Saturday, the New York Jets rookies report to camp. Next Sunday night, we have football, actual on-the-field shit to talk about. It's going to be fun. We're a young team. We're a new head coach, first-year general manager, an owner that's hopefully like Mikey Midnight, hands up. Don't touch shit. Don't do nothing. Let them build it the right way, bro. No one touched the Woody. That's what she said. Let me get Dom's page. Let me drop this in. Now for phase 2 of the show tonight. If I sent you the link, now is your cue to call in, ladies and gentlemen. Or gentlemen, my buddy, my pal. All right, let's do this. Let me get Dom's link. Drop that in the chat. All you guys go over. Subscribe to Dom. I'm trying to hydrate. The sun has kicked the crap out of me. You saw me. I drank my coffee. I drank these little Gatorades and water. Trying to rehydrate myself. Mr. Weed says, Nick, how do you feel about the Jets? Lane wants to know. I would say, Lane, rewind and go back to about an 20 minutes into the show, 25 minutes into the show, and stop worrying about women's beachwear and open your ears. All right, I'm going to play, let's see. What do we want to play? What do we want to play here? All right, Lane. We get Lane impressions, ladies and gentlemen.
This is his Bobby in his orange chair. See, this is him. I like the come on. Let's give my wife. No, I mean I'm Neil. I saw that game and I was in my nuts. How could they not win? I'm upset right now, going bonkers with a cigar in my mouth. I was watching it and the record's like 10-3 now. You know? Let me just go step out the window right now. I'm Charles. With the hat on.
Oh, wow. That's fast. Yeah, you could do. All right, hold on. Let's do Alan. Do you want to do a impersonation of me?
Good evening. Before I start this show, these are the advertisements. Custom best bourbon that you could get for just 99 cents for the you get 50% off anytime you go to like Buffalo Wild like wings for any Jets game or Giants game. We're gonna go take some callers now. Bobby, are you there? I don't think he's there. I think he's in a dark spot.
Would you be able to do an impersonation of Jake?
You know how it counts down to the beginning of the show and go, good evening. I'll have shows on for 2 days. I had one this morning with Jeff Parsons. And the merch store, anything that you could get from the merch store is you get for any, like, if you become a member. The first caller we go to is Bobby, midnight. Hi, Jake. Hi, Bobby. Oh, you look happy. Can we see your cat? Okay, I'll show you my cat. Oh, the kitty cat. I can do this all day.
Can you do an impersonation of Robert C?
Don't worry, but his hair's never clean. He looks like a guy from Monster Inc.
Are you going to race Charles at MetLife Stadium in the parking lot of 40-yard dash?
Do you know the national anthem?
Oh, say and make through by the light and so bright as the twilight's last seeming.
Tremendous work.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Appreciate you being here. If you haven't already, hit the like button. We had a good segment there with Dom C. We're at 53 likes. And right away, ding, 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 the call-ins are popping off the chart. Let's see. We got quite the cast of characters waiting to get on the show here. Let's see what we got. I just gifted a membership. I went to John Sauer. Let's see if we get some memberships gifted, ladies and gentlemen. We got a fun lineup right here. He's not playing video games. What are you doing?
I'm just having water after a hard day's work.
What work did you do?
Oh, let's see. Yanking out weeds, cleaning up the peanut shells, getting all the garbage out before the heat wave comes tomorrow. And then in the morning, I'm going to go pick up some shaving cream because I need to keep looking good. That's my thing. I'd rather look like the next
You said
Emilio
keep,
Estevez.
you said keep looking good?
I got to keep looking good.
All right.
And I got the best yard tools out there. I got an old weed whacker. I got some clippers. I got a shovel. I got a freaking broom. Oh, that's called hard work. That pays.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead, throw me one. I'm drinking water.
All right. Did you see this wrestler over the weekend with the death match that had the nail in his head and got hit with the chair and blood gushed out of his head? Did you see this?
No, let me give me. Let's see.
What's your name on Beast?
Come on, you should know by now, Mr.
All right.
Historian. I'm a
All right.
global guy. I also do Randy Macho Man Savage.
I
because
just sent
grew
it
up
to you on Instagram. Take a look.
I
I'll
see.
come back to you.
Hold it. Time out. Time out. Let's take a look.
Wait for the blood gush out of the top of the head.
Oh my God! Oh! Come on, man! I just had myself a granola salami sandwich.
I think no
Woo.
matter when I sent that to you, you would have eaten recently.
I just saw it. My God! Oy. Whew. That'll make your stomach want to go.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
I'll pass.
All right.
I'll take a wait until the stomach dies out because I just had a
That's
granola
fair.
salami sandwich.
Well, let that digest, and we'll check back with you in a little bit. Thank you for calling in. Ladies and gentlemen, Sunday night is one thing on this show. It's fitness. With Charles Gorman. What are you eating as you're about to do push-ups and sit-ups, you gavone?
A granola bar.
Bullshit.
Ah.
That's not a granola bar. That's a Rice Krispie treat. We can see what it looks like.
Granola bar, look.
Beast, did that look like a granola bar to you or a Rice Krispie treat when you opened his mouth?
That's a granola bar, my friend. But dude, close your mouth when you're eating. You don't want to be doing that in public. It's a little.
Good point. Very
Okay,
good point.
to know.
Charles, how do you feel about your life where you're getting etiquette critique from Beast?
I feel pretty good about my life so far.
Beast is critiquing your eating etiquette. Is that like maybe a sign?
I opened my mouth to show you what I was eating.
You could have just spoke words. That's also a way, or holding up the wrapper.
True. Good point.
Dylan, if you're on Instagram, nshine78 is my personal account. Hit me up there, and I'll push it to you.
All right, time for some steps.
All right, let's see how we doing here, Charles. Now, Charles, I have to talk to you about something.
Is it about the damn movie?
Many people. No, I don't give a shit about the movie. Many people have critiqued your sit-ups last week and said they weren't at. Now, wait. Before we do this, do you have shorts on this week?
Yes, I do.
All right, last week you didn't. You were just in your underwear. So I have to ask. People last week said that you were just rocking up and you weren't doing an actual sit-up. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I was told to do this.
All right, wait. This is a bad angle. We need the regular angle you've been giving us each week. No. Put the phone the other side where we've been seeing the closet with the butt plug in it. You call it a mop, but where are we? This is not what you've been doing.
Oh.
There we go. All right. What kind of socks you got on, Batman?
No, I got these. Pumas.
All right, Charles. What happened to your leg on the outside? You have a scar. Did you try shaving your leg?
No, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. All right. We can't see your upper body, but let's go. Keep your feet down. Keep your feet down this week. And now don't cross them. I hate that I'm going to say these words, but spread them. Now do one. Keep your feet on the ground. Go.
Oh, shit.
Try again.
Charles.
Come on, Charles. You can do it. Everyone believes in you. Come on. You pushed yourself off the ground. I saw your hands pushed down. Come on, Charles. Hold on. I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Hi, Carly. Good evening to you, too. Oh, you will? Okay. Charles, Carly just said if you do 5 legit sit-ups, she'll have me send the bathing suits to you and not Lane. Jetaholic, welcome to the show. We had Dom C on, and we just talked Jets for an hour and a half straight. Drag the button back and enjoy. We just talked Jets for an hour and a half straight.
Oh, shit. Come on, Charles.
Yeah, come on, Charles. He's talking himself up here. Tremendous. And go. Thoughts? Something like watching Weed when he doesn't know he's on air and hearing Charles.
Well, I'm in the middle of a game right now. Technically, I'm killing Nazis.
Charles, you could stop.
What's up,
Nick? Charles
is
is still
everybody
going,
doing?
ladies and gentlemen. He says you can't stop, won't stop.
Just like Diddy did.
You all right, Charles? Breathe. Breathe.
Charles, breathe through your stomach first. Your chest should be the last thing that expands. Breathe through your stomach, let your chest expand, then you breathe out. Very important. Damn, I was the last guy to get killed too.
How you feel, Charles?
You gotta bend your knees.
Oh, Quest, it went lower. The IQ lost a few points. It definitely dropped.
Fuck you, Jay Quest.
Fair. Oh, Jetaholic. Welcome to the channel, my friend. Thank you for subscribing. You're a nice guy. Hope you had a nice day. Weed, any fitness tips here for Charles?
None that you're gonna listen to. So go next to your couch and put your feet under the couch so it stops you from lifting. Why can't you do that?
There's no room.
The TV's close by.
Yeah, he'll crack his head on like the entertainment unit. It's like 4 feet away.
No, let's not do that. You got to work on keeping your feet down.
Charles, are you alive?
Yes.
Charles, what did you think of the Superman movie?
Interesting use of a Gatorade bottle. I don't want to talk about the Superman movie.
Well, there's a point to this.
I saw
Superman can do a sit up right now. Are you saying you can't?
Mike in the lead for comment of the night. He's like a turtle trying to get off of his back. Jojo Townsell is saying that Charles needs to start with a better diet plan first.
The turtle. So, Charles, why are you yelling at Lane in the comments?
I wasn't.
Let's talk about that.
If I was yelling at him, I would have.
I saw you were like a.
Yeah, why were you yelling at Lane?
Yelling at the
Oh,
guy.
that was very nice. Really. You don't supposed to yell. I was trying to talk to you, Charles. Are you there? Charles going twice.
You want me to be here?
Are you here, Charles?
I'm here,
Charles,
Lenny.
Charles, come on, do the push-ups, Charles. You know, I know you could do it.
I'm
Charles,
doing
come on.
push-ups and not push-ups. But thank
Charles,
you.
do like, yeah. What's that on your leg? Is it a scar? Come on, Charles, you could do it. More.
Son, I ain't doing shit.
Charles, your language. Just keep it PG-13. Charles, are you okay today? Why are you cursing?
I'm okay, Lane. Don't worry about me. It's just my competitive edge talking.
Hello, guys. I wanted to
Oh, hey, Bobby, midnight.
bring out a point tonight that Jets Alcoholic 12. If you want to come on and talk about my friends, you should come on and talk about my friends. Don't say that in the chat and get away with it. I saw what you put in the chat. I'm very angry at Jets Alcoholic 12. Whoever you are, you're typing, you're typing idiot to begin with. And my friends don't have an IQ of negative 34. So
Okay, let me stop. Let me do some
call in this show. I want to talk to you, big mouth.
Yeah, show your face.
You grab you type about my friends. Call in. Call in.
Bobby, call him a pussy.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Stick it
Jesus
up for
Christ,
my
I'm talking and I'm backstage. I'm talking.
Yeah.
Everyone hold on. Charles is going. Everyone hold on.
Yeah, well, I'm sticking up for my friends.
Hold on, Bob. Yeah, that's right. He's even looking at the camera. He's making eye contact, ladies, while he's
Your
doing
body's not straight.
Go, Charles.
And he's doing it on knuckles too, ladies and gentlemen. Look
No,
at that. He's doing it on
his
knuckles.
body's not straight. I can tell. Straighten out, Charles. Like you're a 2x4, a majestic 2x4.
Charles, can you breathe okay? Breathe through your in through your nose and out through your mouth. Nice and slow, controlled breath.
Too. Get some water.
I'm gonna put a comment up here, and maybe someone can answer it, so I don't have to say it. Weed, this one's for you. Carly asks, "Why is Charles doing fisted push-ups?"
I actually prefer to do knuckles down too, because when you keep your hands down, it fucks your wrists up a little bit.
No, Weed. The answer is because that's the only way he'll ever do fisting.
Oh, okay, that's right.
You like that one, Charles?
I would never fist any woman at all.
That's the closest Charles will ever get.
What do you mean you would never
fist wood floor?
Wait,
Lane,
what?
did you just fart and shit yourself?
No. No, hi, Bobby. How's everything?
Hey,
I don't know.
Nick, I called in to talk about Jets Alcohol 12.
I heard, Bobby.
I don't know who that was.
IQ of a negative 34. Well, you come in and talk to us. Let's go.
It wasn't negative 34. I think it was 10 to 34. Not a negative.
No, negative 34. IQ of a.
No, he definitely said.
I know how you feel about it.
What you call in and talk
I
to
know
us?
how you feel, Bobby. Lane knows. Now everyone's upset.
I'm upset picking on my friends. You come on and talk to me, big boy. Let's go. Let's have some. Go.
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
Go. Talk about my friends Charles and Lane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did say negative
Who was
34.
that?
That's not a nice guy thing to do.
Yeah, what you
No, not
call
at all.
it? 12.
That is not
You're
appropriate.
a professional typist.
You
Let's
have to
go.
block that person.
I gotta pay the water bill. Bobby, you're in charge.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's see your face right now. I want to see your.
Yeah, that was not nice. You
I've
did
got an
that.
ugly face too, but
Show your face.
I'm
So
so
how's everything?
that comment was rude, and that's the only reason why I called in for that reason. I saw that.
I thought you
comment
called
and
in
said,
because you're my
"No."
friend and you're a nice guy.
Who?
He's a nice.
I thought
Yeah,
you called in
you're a
because
nice guy, but I'm not. I'm talking about that. Jets Alcohol 12. You should mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Pipe down and
That was
Don't
not
get upset,
good.
Bob. I get upset when you get upset.
Well, I'm sad that they picked on my two friends, Charles and Langtree.
So I have an IQ of negative 34. Well, that guy must have an IQ of negative 1 million.
Yeah, I don't know
well,
why that
that's probably
happened.
what
Oh,
he is.
calm
I
down.
don't think he knows what he's saying. You cut
Anyway,
that?
Hey,
so
where's Luke?
All right. How about we do this? Everyone go around the room and say what you think your IQ is, and then we'll have Boomtown add it up because he
okay.
might be the only
I
I
don't
one.
know
think
what
it's
my
10.
IQ is. I never took an IQ test.
I have
I
no.
never
Ooh,
also.
do we do
I
IQ
got it.
tests on the show? All right. I'll be back.
No.
I'm going to Google IQ test. I'll come back with
Okay.
questions, and we will
All
figure
right.
out everyone's IQ. This is going to be fun, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm.
Super chats and gifted memberships are welcome.
Excited
All right.
and the crew come aboard. We're expecting you. It's the boat.
That's good.
Where's Luke tonight?
Oh, hey,
He's
Wade.
right. He's literally a foot away from me, Bobby.
Wade,
He's sleeping.
Well,
where's
I
the
want
dog?
to see him say hello.
He's sleeping, Bobby.
Oh, I love you.
You see
You
the
know.
Wake
movie?
up.
Oh,
Come
there's
here.
my
You see the
baby
dog?
boy. There he is.
Do you feed him?
Aw, cute little doggy.
That's the
Wade, you
best
feed the dog?
dog. That's a wonderful dog. Oh, he kisses his father. Oh, he
Really
loves
down.
it. So what
He's
happened
He's a
to
good
the
boy.
background? Do you have backgrounds? No backgrounds tonight?
I don't have a computer right now. My screen's
You're on
broken.
your
So,
phone. That's right. You're on your
and for some reason, phone won't let you
Oh,
put background.
oh. Well,
You
that's
fucking
the reason
retard.
why I called in. I wanted to Jet Alcoholic. Which type more? I want to see what
Lane,
more.
the audio is too bad, Lane. Can you fix the
Yeah,
audio?
he has
Maybe
his
the
TV
TV or
Yes.
in
on.
front of the air
You know what
conditioner?
it is?
I don't.
I think it's the air conditioner. I'll be right back.
All right. Just
Yeah,
don't
and
put
TV.
the phone
Turn
in
on your
front of it.
TV
No.
too. Turn that. Oh, we don't like that situation. So Charles, I had to call in when I saw that.
Don't worry about it, Bobby. I didn't really notice it until earlier.
Well, I was pissed. You had to see me. I was getting aggravated.
Nice by Kicks by Carly had. How much did that cost?
Free. I got it for free.
Oh, that's cool.
You suck.
They said that Jake and her said to me when it came out. I promised I wear that tonight. It's for Carly. Carly, I found your hat. I found the Adelaide too. I wear that tomorrow. See, I told you I found my hat. So where is
Good.
this Jet Alcohol? Is that douchebag still in the show?
No, I
Where's
think
that
you got
douchebag?
planned.
Hi, Alan. I miss you, Alan. How is
For some reason, he is despised on Jake's show.
who?
Alan Otvile.
Oh, I love Alan. I met him in person, Charles, and he met
So
you.
did I, and he was nice to me, but apparently Jake does not like the guy, and people think he's not a real Jets fan. I don't understand why.
Yeah, because he says the truth. The Jets have to wake up. So does the Giants.
And the Giants haven't been that good since the prime of Tom Coughlin.
Oh, they suck. I mean, they suck. I can't believe what they did to get rid of Barkley. Oh. And then they even got rid of Daniel Jones last year, too. So, what you know, how stupid.
Daniel Jones wasn't the problem. Well, Daniel Jones did regress, but the offensive line was terrible.
Yeah, but he sucked anyway. He sucked.
Doesn't matter if he sucked.
Oh, I hate it. I didn't like him. But I couldn't believe they got rid of, you know.
Nate, because I'm okay, Nate. At least that comment just cost you your bike, Nate. I might have to piss on your bike when I see you again.
How is
that
Bailey?
That won't be easy, Chuck. You got a long bike.
Alan, how's Bailey doing? She doing okay? Do you know? Come on. Alan, how is Bailey?
Yeah, well, I owe a lot of my Jets knowledge to my father. My father's been a Jet fan a lot longer than I have,
Right,
so
definitely.
my father's been a
I
Jets
can
fan.
imagine.
He's been around a long time.
Did you hear what Nate just said? He said, if you piss on my bike, I will give you $500. I thought you don't want anyone to piss on your bike, Nate.
I'll chip
Well,
in
he
$500
lives in-
If
too.
that's wait.
I'll
If
bring
that's
you to
true,
New York and have you drink fluid the entire time there. It's just to watch you unleash us.
Okay, are we doing the thing tonight? Are we doing
Charles,
it?
no
if that's
offense to your
true, I'll
channel,
be
but
on
it
the
will be
play.
no offense to your channel, but it'll be the greatest stream you've ever done.
Do you
You
have
being
it?
on Nate's
I
bike.
take offense to that, and fuck you, Nick. No, I'm just kidding.
Uh-huh. I think he
I don't
took it
know
off.
if you're actually kidding. I think you're being
He
serious.
put me back.
Yeah, I want to know. So I want to know a question. I didn't see it. Alan, how is your dog doing? How's Addison? Bailey. How's Bailey doing? Did he say?
Hey, Bobby,
What?
what's up, man? How you doing today?
I wanted to know how Alan's dog is doing. Bailey.
Who cares how Alan's dog is down or doing?
I love Alan's dog, Bailey. She's very.
If Alan's dog is anything like Alan, it's fucking miserable.
No, he's not. She's a good dog.
Nah, probably not. He does seem like a good dog owner.
Yeah, she's very good.
He's way better than Michael Vick, that's for sure.
Oh, will you be quiet about that guy? Ugh. I remember those days. Okay,
What
are
do you
we
mean,
doing?
dude? I was pumped when we got Michael Vick on the show, on the
Are
team.
we doing this IQ test or what? I don't know what I'm staying on for.
Nah, I did one in high school. I said I had 129, but I also have a very terrible personality, so it doesn't matter.
All right, hold on here. Gator sent me something, and it's Gator. I texted you if you're watching. I need a different format, my friend. It won't allow me.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I'm playing the video.
Wow.
Okay. Thank you, buddy. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's do this here.
What is
Bang.
this about? Are we
I don't
doing the
know.
IQ test?
Yeah, you got to have some patience. Take a deep breath. Hold on. I'm working on some things.
Okay, well, you just said we're doing an IQ test.
Motherfucker.
What
I
did
got
Bobby
it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to create a second brand on the show. We've reached 100 videos.
What does that mean?
It means I gotta either remove some stuff. Here, we'll play this. Give me a moment. Oh, push that hernia out of the way and proceed. 1, 2. Holy shit. 3. I don't even care if you're swinging the legs, Charles. Just fucking exercise. But ladies and gentlemen, he couldn't get off the ground 4 weeks ago. Get the 10. I don't care how you do them. You're working out, man. He's Charles. Hell yeah.
You guys are riots, man.
Smoking weed, doing coke, drinking beers, rolling fatties, smoking blunts. You smoke some blunts, you smoke the blunts, rolling blunts. I'm a smooth people loves the pussy.
That man's here by hetero band serving rolling blunts and smoking blunts. Come on, bro. It's like beautiful. Was that Gator?
What were you eating before on the show with your mouth open? What was
Let's
that?
make sure we play like the New York Jets. Let's make
Huh?
sure we play like the New York Jets.
What was that?
I was trying.
What do you mean? What was that?
I'm talking about you, Charles. What were you eating before?
I was having a granola bar, chocolate chip granola bar.
Oh, okay. I thought that was meat for some reason.
No, it
It
wasn't.
sounded like he was about to say chocolate or he said granola.
Okay, well, I didn't know. Like, are you doing good today, Nick Shine?
I'm okay.
Well, you said you were under the weather before.
Clancy dropping one of my favorite names of all time, Sophia Bush from NYPD or Chicago PD. Forgive me.
Oh, yeah, Sophia Bush. Oh, my God, yes.
Ooh, yeah.
She had her own show too. She would play the doctor. Did you see that show?
Nope.
I didn't see that. No.
It was.
I saw that. I saw that video, not that show.
I gotta see what. I'll tell you the movie in a minute. TV show. But that didn't last too long. It only lasted like 2 years.
That's what she said.
Yep.
That's what she said, and that's what he wanted.
Charles.
Whoa.
Relax, Charles.
Now he lives
There's children
alone.
watching the
He
show.
lives
Charles.
alone. He could do it. He could do it.
She said. Ladies and gentlemen, you've waited for it. You've wondered if they'd return. And tonight, with Bobby Midnight sitting here to watch its debut, we return to Mikey's voicemail. Brand new.
Oh no! Don't.
I know you're busy all the time, but if you could call me instead of calling you, you could call me. I had a lot of things to talk about you too. What's happening? You said I could call you. I know Jake asked me to look when I talk to him, man, but I want to tell you too. You're part of our Jet family. Jets, Jets. I love you guys. Make sure I know. I love you, buddy. Bye.
Okay, he's not gonna like that.
That's been going on for months now.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm gonna hear that now. When he redoes the show, he's gonna call me. Why is he still putting me up there? I gotta deal with
I'm
it.
not gonna lie, Bobby. Sometimes I call Mikey and tell him that you want to talk to him, that he needs to give you a call.
Charles, what are we doing with your finger here, buddy? Why are we getting a close up of your finger?
That's a good save, Nick. Appreciate that.
Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. Good Sam. It was called Good Sam. It was the show was called Good Sam. That's the show she is.
Charles,
Yeah.
Charles, keep your fingers out of your mouth. Especially if they were just on the floor.
The squeaking.
There's been a lot of you out there asking about who he be. Well, he's about to let you know.
He's Charles. This rap is so hot, you'll play it on a loop. You'll never get the recipe for chicken noodle soup. Super a spider or even a bat. Got nothing on me or Bobby with his hat. Lady's gotta be a 10 if I'm gonna date her. Shout out to my homie, his name is Gator. I'm Charles.
To all you other guys trying to rap on Jake's show, got nothing on this guy and his flow.
He's Charles. These bars be so hot, I'll get invited on Fountain. You know who won't? That hater, Alan. My comic book and movie things are so hot and wild. Since my last verse, Johnny had another child. While YouTube is blowing up, I'm doing my part. I excuse myself every single time that I fart. I'm Charles.
Jets, Yankees, comics, hip hop. Nobody compares when it comes to him.
He's Charles. I see everyone on Jake's show trying to prop us. I'm the only one jumping over cars. Plus, he calls the show and he's always really loud. Shout out to Nick, you know he'd be proud. I don't like Zach or his family, they're Mormon. First name Charles, last name Gorman. I'm Charles, motherfucker.
You just witnessed the debut of a proud New York Jet fan and a Jake Asman production. Brought to you by the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I'm Charles.
Hell yeah.
Oh. Bobby's gone. I'm doing an IQ test.
Hey, Charles,
Yeah, these are not
Yes.
on there.
I want to see your fighting stance. Show me your fighting stance. Yeah, that's a great fucking stance. I can't see you,
What are you
Charles.
drinking wine? Why is your pinkies out?
I actually used to do that when I was younger. I used to do that. I would box with that. My cousin used to do it.
Guys, go. One guy got to talk at a time. One. Thank you.
He just called me. He wanted to say thank you for embarrassing him.
What was embarrassing?
The call.
He wasn't drunk.
Well, he still doesn't like it. He said he embarrassed me. I said I told him that.
I don't think it's embarrassing at all. I wouldn't have played it if it was embarrassing. He's not drunk.
Well,
he can speak. He's coherent.
Yeah, but when he's drunk, he doesn't like those either.
I don't like them either.
He doesn't what?
I don't like them either.
I know.
I've left a few drunk voicemails, and I hope nobody ever.
I thought it was a
recorded
Jet.
it.
It sounded like a Jets voicemail. That's why we did the Jets chant in it. Like
Okay.
It was
All
a
right.
Jet related voicemail.
Good. Okay, so it wasn't
anything
embarrassing.
embarrassing. He wasn't intoxicated. He can speak
No, he
coherently.
wasn't. I don't know
No,
why.
he was definitely was not drunk. That I
No.
can tell.
Charles
When
is
you're
an
drunk-
expert on alcohol intake.
But I've spoke with drunk people. When you're drunk, your
Are we
speech is
doing
slurred.
this IQ test or
Guys,
what?
one guy got to talk at a time, guys.
Are we
What,
doing
Charles?
this
You spoke
IQ
with drunk
test?
people and what?
Their speech is slurred when they're drunk.
What drunk people have you spoken with, Charles, in your life? Who have
When
you
I was in
interacted with?
college, I remember two of my classmates were drunk as hell. They were drunk as hell, and they were breaking through a window to go outside. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Where the fuck are the RAs? And then the RAs showed them, and they took care of the situation.
Damn, they got snitched
So
on.
you're a
That's
narc.
not cool.
So basically, you're a
They
narc.
got you snitched.
Yes, I am
Yeah.
a narc. Yes.
Did you have
You
stitches?
are a
Did you
narc?
know what happens?
You don't
I'm
have
not
stitches
no.
when they're near ditches. They get stitches.
Very good point.
Okay, are we doing this IQ test or what?
No, the questions are too difficult to read to you on air.
Well, you don't know. You think, oh, okay, you're calling me stupid.
No,
Okay.
I don't think it would be enjoyable for people to watch.
All right, well.
I could probably make it enjoyable if you let me host. I think I can do it.
However, I do have a cigar that has my name written on it tonight because I purchased 12 of them yesterday.
Oh, congrats, buddy.
Thank you. Woohoo! And since it's 10:30, I can still have time to get one in. That's what she said.
Bro,
You laugh
from
like you're
my
getting-
experience,
Charles, I owe you
yeah.
$5. You laugh like you were getting paid to laugh there.
I'm not getting paid to laugh. I'm just laughing because I thought it was funny.
Thank you.
Charles, there's nothing wrong with getting paid to laugh. That's like the
Charles.
easiest fucking job you could have.
Yes, Nick?
Before I let you go, I have some advice.
Yes.
Try working out throughout the week, and next week we could see a big improvement. Try to do it
Will
throughout
do.
the week. All right? Everyone's rooting for you.
I know. I do have I also would like to add a Jet player that I would like to see break out this year. And I think it may be a surprise to some. I'm not saying he's a big name player, but I do like his skill set. I do think he's a decent player, and that's Josh Reynolds.
You think he's going to break out at 29 years old? I like it. 30?
Yeah, I like him
Oh, he's
too.
21. I don't know how old he was. Wow.
I'm pretty sure he's up there in age.
I like him though.
I mean, he's going to have opportunity. He's wide receiver too, right?
For now, anyway, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm not expecting him to be like,
He's 30.
okay, so he's about my age. He's my age. But
Are
I
you
do
breaking out
think,
this year too?
No, I'm stop.
Is that what we're hearing? That's what I'm hearing right now? Charles is about to break out.
I do think he's
You're
going to have a
gonna be
big
next
part of the
fucking-
offense.
You're gonna be a
not
walk
in terms-
on.
Reed, stop talking over him.
I do
First time I
think
talked for 20 minutes.
I do think Josh Reynolds going to have a good year for us if he stays healthy. I hear he's a great blocker, which is very key, which is very important for our running game. But also, Charles, Bobby, and Charles so angry tonight. Never seen Lane get yelled at before. What the fuck, Charles? I didn't yell at Lane. I just
because the guy
I'm not
picked
sure you yell at Lane, but whatever. I think he's going to have a good year in the sense of production. I'm not saying he's going to have like 800 yards receiving or 10 touchdowns, but I think he's going to be a big contributor in the running game, in our pass offense. I think, he's a big body. He's over 6 feet tall, correct?
Charles, Rick
That's
Ken has a
too tall.
question for you. Rick Ken has a question for you, Charles.
What is weed smoking? Weed?
Pre-roll right now.
I like that weird replied as if he was throwing it to you for the answer. All right. Charles, work out a few days this week. Work out on Tuesday, work out on Thursday, come back on Sunday, a new man. There's bets on this. People have placed bets on what level of fitness you can get to by Labor Day weekend. There's a lot of money riding on your progress, Charles. Everyone's rooting for you. Bobby either fell asleep, got hit in the back of the head with a brick, or is doing a line of coke off his desk. We don't know, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
There, he's
I'm
back.
waiting. I'm waiting.
You see the way his pops up?
I'm waiting to talk.
Woo! Bobby's back.
You said one person at a time, so I'm trying to be quiet for you. Okay, I got good news for you. I got 2 interviews on Tuesday. Wendy's
Two on Tuesday.
at
2
10:30.
for Tuesday. Look at that. What do you got?
Wendy's at 10:30 and 1 o'clock at the nursing home.
Sounds like a fun day out and about. I like it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I worked on it, and then I
Are
saw
you bringing
Wendy's.
different shirts, or are you going to wear the same shirt for each interview?
Well, I'm gonna wear the same shirt.
All right. I don't know if you're going to change outfits, and like maybe if you have a bad vibe, you change your outfit, look good,
No.
feel good.
No, not.
All right.
I have a slip back.
We get a haircut Monday.
No, I don't have time for that. I could just slip my hair back.
You are a busy man.
What do you mean you don't have time for it?
I'm gonna slip back my hair.
Can we see when you slick back your hair? Can you take a picture of Bobby slicked back in a polo shirt?
Yeah, I will.
You know, like
Oh yeah,
Draco Malfoy 30 years after this one.
Well, I'm gonna have a show anyway. You can see me on my show. I'm not gonna wear a hat.
True.
So.
All right.
Well, I'll call it Jake's show after the first one. I think Jake's having a show tomorrow. All right, so have a great night smoking your cigar.
Thank you, Bobby. Are you going on after this?
Yeah, I am. I planned on.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right, I'll call in.
Okay, good. Okay, we'll
All right,
talk
Bob.
to you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well,
breaking news here. The legend Bobby Kicks by Carly Midnight will be going on after the show.
Well, I just wanted to call in because I wanted to stick up for my friends.
Well, to be fair, I was on air too, Bob, so he did make fun of me as well.
No, he didn't say you. He said
everyone on the show has a combined IQ of -34.
no. He said Charles and the two.
Well, that's just going to be better than that.
Callers, you're not a caller.
Boomtown? I need a
He
fact
said-
check from Boomtown.
He said callers, you're not a caller, you're the host. He said the 2 callers. When I saw that, I was flipping mad. I wanted to get on so bad. I said, next time the Jets are called 12, better call in. I'm after he's going to get a stick on his head.
Whoa, Bobby.
Well, I'm mad. I'm pissed.
He's got to get easy. In the words of Rick Ken, he's going to get fucked.
You don't want to talk about my friends like that. Saying they have an IQ of a -34.
Are we
Shut
friends?
up. You have an IQ of a sock. So that's why you have to type.
I have an IQ
Yeah,
of a
the
sock?
IQ of a dead
Oh,
tree.
Jets alcohol 12. Jets alcohol. Oh, I'm a typist.
Listen, do I have the IQ of a sock?
No,
Pretty
not
smart
you.
son.
Jets alcohol 12. I didn't say you. I said Jets alcohol 12 has the IQ of a damn sock.
Addison, he's Bobby's name calling everyone.
You're still on this, Bobby? Who cares?
Yeah, no. That
Oh,
was
did he call you first to tell you he was pissed? Did he call you
I'll
first?
get ready for my show. I'm calling.
Sedaholic motherfucker. Yeah.
Have a good. See you at my show.
Bobby,
going,
11
Bobby?
o'clock start time good for you?
We love him, Bobby.
He's gone.
I'm going to get some food. Love you guys.
Be careful.
Look both ways.
Hi, Addison.
It's cracking, Nick.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing well and very well fed. Hell yeah.
What did you eat? Usual?
I had a BLT without the T, and I added some C, and then I had a DUI. That was bomb.
You had a DUI?
Yeah, it's
All right,
chili
just
cheese
tell me what you
fries.
ate without all the acronyms.
It's chili cheese fries with carne asada and pastrami on top of it. And
Okay.
it's
And what
absolutely
was the
delicious.
BLC? Bacon,
Bacon,
lettuce,
lettuce,
cheese?
and cheese. Yeah.
Okay.
Tomato can fuck off.
All right. Oh, aggressive. Very aggressive. I didn't have Addison and cursing out
Tomatoes
tomatoes on
suck,
tonight's
dude.
bingo card.
Fuck tomatoes.
even cherry tomatoes?
Especially those because they're not cherries at all.
Cherubs? What do they call them? Cherubs?
I call them no thanks.
Blitz said I thought he was spelling THC.
I don't spell it. I smoke it.
Oh, look at that. Ladies and
Hi,
gentlemen,
Blitz.
this promo has been brought to you by Addy. Puff Addy.
Hell yeah.
Addison, you realize next Sunday night we'll be having Jets talk with players. The rookies will actually be in camp. We're
Hell
getting
yeah.
close.
All right.
We're getting close. Tonight is 8 weeks. Let's do the weekly. Siri, how many weeks until September 7th?
I like getting close, by the way. It's cool.
I know there's 8, but I like hearing her say it. Hey, Siri, how many weeks until September 7th? Oh, she's on mute, so she just said it's 8 weeks till then.
We're stuck in the attic trying to do magic. It's so tragic.
All right. I know you got busy. You were going to come on earlier, but some things were cooking.
Things things transpire and they are handled, and here I am.
I'm happy that you show up, but you did show up right at the end of the show. But
Hey,
I
man.
had to bring you on.
It's all good.
We did get some breaking news, though. Your boss, Bobby Midnight, is going on after this. Well, if you're the co-host, he's the host. He's the boss, and
I mean,
he obviously hasn't brought on a payroll department yet for you.
oh, I get paid in
what?
An earfuls.
In earfuls. Fucking potatoes. Take potatoes out of ears. Awesome. Well, I do thank you for calling. You're welcome to stick around to the end. Who knows where we go from here?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You're paid in chuckles. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is Addison paid in to be the co-host of the Bobby Midnight Show? So far, we have chuckles and we have potatoes. Any other ideas of what Addison gets paid in?
Hell yeah, Tom.
Oh,
Priceless.
love. Ooh, yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. A special kind of love.
We said he gets paid in Bob coin. Robert C. Nothing.
Way to take it literal. Hell yeah.
Blowies.
Well, I'm still waiting for them to come then.
Oh, and Bob's still waiting for you.
There's gonna be some back pay on those blowies. Nah.
You're gonna be like the lady that just did 1,000 people. Oh.
Hey, Bobby.
I remember I told you I would give you money, you turned me down, so
That's why we're teasing about it.
Yeah, Bobby, it's not an issue at all. So
He's
don't
your
worry.
friend and hangs out with you. That's why we're
Yeah.
just joking about it.
I know, but why are you saying how much I would pay him? He's my co-host.
No, because Nick jokingly said you're my boss and then corrected himself
Yeah,
and said,
and the
Oh,
boss
you're not my
pays
boss.
an
I'm not
employee.
your
Yeah.
It's just a joke that snowballs.
We're
That's all.
friends. We're friends.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's what literally what we're saying right
that's
now.
why it's a joke, Bob. It's nothing serious.
All right. Well, I gotta get ready to do my show. I'll wait.
Are you
till
changing shirts and hats
Bobby,
for your show? Give something
yeah.
people something to look forward to. Are you changing your outfit for the show? Maybe
No,
people will tune
I
in.
just put this on 2 minutes ago.
How
When
does
they-
Bobby Midnight get ready for a live show? The
Oh,
people
yeah,
must
show
know.
us. Let the people know, what does it take for Bobby Midnight to put together, produce, and air the Bobby Midnight show?
Well, you have to do the first. You gotta go to StreamYard and set it up, and then
Is
you
that
do
you
it.
going to take a piss? StreamYard?
I already did a piss before,
All right.
and then I put this thing in, and then it goes on. Then I put it in the YouTube, and then it's already to rock and roll.
All right. How much mental prep do you put in with topics to discuss, guests to have
I'm
on?
not you. Oh, thanks a lot. I know who you are. Thanks a lot. You gave me McDonald's things. Be quiet.
How are those
And you,
going? Do you have any of them left?
Oh, I got tons more.
You're up to your knees in Mickey D's cheese, Bobby.
Yeah, I got like
Matthew
3.
says you butter up your titties to get ready for the show.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I do that. Yep. And then what you did.
Bobby has production meetings?
Oh my
Yeah, Robert.
god. He called in my other show the other night. That was crazy. All right, I'm back.
Ken
I'm
has a
going to get
comment,
ready.
Bob, before you go.
What? I can't believe that's it. Aha, Rick Kent, you're hilarious. You should be a stand-up comic. You should be a stand-up.
He should be. Rick Kent's hilarious.
I think Rick
I
Kent
know,
is
that's
a
good.
great
That's
entertaining
what he
human
just
being.
said.
Yeah, I know. He was funny. I spent the weekend with him. in New
Remember
York.
years
We were
ago, they
laughing.
used to do like the most interesting man in the world commercials. I would, if you give me a vote, I would vote for Rick Kent for the most
Me
interesting
too,
man in
I
the world.
do.
All the information and the stories that he has.
And the
Well,
most
that's why
interesting
I like to
forehead,
work at the nursing
Bobby,
home. 'cause
you'd be
they
the
have-
most interesting forehead in the world for sure.
Uh-oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, be quiet, Bobby Sweaty Squirrel. Be quiet. I love you, guys. I'll talk to you at my show. See you soon.
All right. Bye, Bob.
Oh yeah, Bobby's going live.
The fuck's his attitude and problem with everything? Always coming on shows and yelling at people.
People could be coming in hot on shows today.
Right? Like, here we are in the middle of July. We got 8 weeks to opening day and getting yelled at.
Yeah. Over
for free.
Yeah. Over fake currency and fake wrestling. People are yelling about everything tonight.
I caught a little bit of that, but
That was,
I caught a little bit of that.
man.
Quite entertaining.
It was. I'm glad I was.
It was quite intense
Front and
conversation
center.
about the level of authenticity in the wrestling field.
Yeah. People need to chill the hell out, smoke a J. If you can, job and living situation willing.
It's
Chill the hell out.
crazy time to be alive. But
Hell yeah.
good news, Addy. Next week, more Jets talk. We should have some
Damn
storylines
right.
that pop up this week. Next Saturday, they report. Maybe, just maybe I try to make my way up there on Saturday. Maybe, basically, all the rookies who aren't guaranteed to make the team stay in this one condo place. The Jets own like a whole
That's nice.
block of the building at like 99 Park Ave in Florham Park. And a couple years ago, Zach Wilson and all those Sauce, all the rookies were there. And this lady was like, "Oh my God!" He's like, "I'm hanging out with all these guys, and they're gigantic men, and they're so nice, and they're so kind." And then I realized they play for the Jets. Like they just literally are hanging out right there. So who knows? Maybe go up there, see if we can get some content.
Oh yeah. Do it.
Gator with a comment: fake wrestling is very underrated.
I used to be a really big fan of fake wrestling when I was about 13, 14. And then
Now you have enough storylines with Bobby's Mood Swings on the Legend of Bobby Midnight show, which will be starting in a few moments, ladies and gentlemen.
And who needs wrestling? I could just ask Beast what happened, and I'll be up to speed.
That's it.
Or Johnny.
Yeah,
Or Matthew
true.
Big Fuck.
Yeah, Big Fuck is a big fan.
Yep.
Big
Big
Fuck
Fuck.
is a big fan. But ladies and gentlemen, what did you learn today? Drop a few of them before Boomtown takes us home in the grand finale of the show.
Hi, Boom.
Jetstream, where this conversation took place before, Murdoch Show. It's real to me, damn it. I read that with his passion. I clicked into the show. I was leaving Walmart before. And Murdoch said, it's a male soap opera. And Murdoch, that is the exact words that I said in the A&E Bret Hart documentary, Wrestling with Shadows, about 7-8 minutes into it. I was in it. And on Discord, Weed has the picture of me from the video as this profile photo with my face painted red, white, and blue because it was 1997 SummerSlam, USA versus Canada when I got interviewed.
Great.
Yeah. It looked like, Matt, it looked like he blew the knee out on the first move and then went off the ropes to do it again. And that's when it really, it looked like it was a double whammy. Feel bad for the guy. It's the same knee that he's blown out, I think, multiple times now.
That sucks.
Sucks.
That really sucks.
It
I
does.
hate seeing that take place.
Nate would do anything for Nick T to call in to defend fake wrestling. Nate, would you take the place of your bike and let Charles pee on you and you pay him $500? He said anything. So the last thing he said was he'd pay. The last comment he had was paying Charles $500 to pee on his bike. Take the place of the bike. Gator says it's the male vagina monologues. Fair.
No lies detected.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the conclusion. Mr. Boomtown, please drop. What did you learn today?
Yeah, Boom.
I learned that, well, I knew this, but Dom C remains one of my favorite people to just talk football with. If you're looking for Jets talk and you missed it, about an hour and a half, from about 25 minutes into the show until an hour 45 into the show was just straight Jets talk. So if you're watching this now, asking where it may be, that's where it be. Boomtown, I learned Nick is not a meteorologist. There are some that refer to Stiggers as Q Stiggy. Lane is still under the impression Nick has Carly's bikinis in hand, yet he lost his virginity in 1993. Bonus, Dom C broke down the Keller-Mason Taylor comparison like a boss. Jay Quest has chosen a creative place to do a line of coke when the Jets win the Super Bowl. I don't know if you were listening, but he chose out of Bobby's butthole if they win it this year. Lane made a bikini. Dom C is so back. Double bonus. Didn't have Nick telling Charles to spread his leg on my bingo card tonight. Charles grunts more than a pregnant walrus. Charles is a fister. Charles is a self-admitted narc. Triple bonus. Watch for Josh Reynolds and Charles Gorman to break out this year. Nick is a smart sock. Addison had an alphabet for dinner tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Jay Quest, I learned that Jetsaholic is a piece of shit. Tom Ace, Nick has the Infinity Bikini Gauntlet. Tom Ace, very good. If we all watch Charles pee on Nate's bike, I guarantee he would have stage fright and not pee a drop.
Nope. Facts.
I don't think Charles knows how to pee without his peeing coach. I am not the peeing coach. That is not a hat that I own, ladies and gentlemen. But Boomtown, thank you. You remain being the man as always, sir. Much appreciation for all the work you do on Jake's show and you volunteer to do with this show. I love you, buddy. Thank you to everyone for watching tonight. Make sure you hit the like on the way out. go check over the legend Bobby Midnight if you're not subscribed there already. And you're all nice guys and nice girls, and I appreciate you, all of you, even if you don't have two good legs to stand on. You like that one?
You gotta fix the antennas.
Yes.
Man.
Even Bobby can see that coming.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
And this just in, you can go fuck yourself.
Shout out to Jay Graves.
What they put?
I learned Bobby's hate for Lane's TV translates to other channels. Robert C. I learned I'm getting commercials again. Yes, I clicked manual for how to insert them instead of automatic. So Robert C., thank you. Nate, Gary will eat broccoli on the moon before Charles ever does a sit-up. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the show, with just moments left, we have a new comment of the night. I hate that it went to Nate.
Oh,
but
fuck.
Sometimes you just got to tip your hat to a guy and say, hey, man, you got the best of it. Adirondack Fly Guy, thank you for keeping me company at work. Nick and the Shiners, appreciate it. Gator says, Addison has the greatest laugh. Rick Kent says, only Robert gets commercials. Are you getting them, Rick, or no? I put them in. I changed a setting. YouTube changed the setting, and I had to fix it. So, if you guys are getting commercials tonight, please let me know.
Beastbreaker's smart. He calls in a Jake show, stays in the back, and never has to worry
watch
about
the commercial. That's it. It's the key to life, baby. Huh. Tom Ace, I got a pickleball commercial. Rick hasn't seen one. Clancy didn't get any.
Yeah, we were watching pro pickleball at Nate's house. It was so boring. It looked so easy. They're hitting it so soft to each other. We're gonna take over pickleball.
Says they're
Gotta do it.
automatic. Huh. Interesting. Why no commercials?
Rick Kent and I are gonna take over pickleball.
Oh, hold on. One more thing before we end. Gator sent this to me the other day. Let me see if I can get this on. With all the talk that Lane does about bikinis,
Oh my, that's nightmare fuel.
that's nightmare fuel.
It's literally the Joker without makeup on.
Lane looks so happy. Yeah, Tom, it's heaven. He looks so happy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Go over, check out Bobby's show. I'll see you there. And I'll see you soon. Addy, you're a nice guy.
That picture is terrifying. That's the second most terrifying picture I've seen in 2 weeks. See you on Bobby's show. Hell
Wait,
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the first. Oh, son of a bitch. That's a tease in the business, ladies and gentlemen. That was good. Good work, Gator. That's interesting. Rick Kent's here, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, Nick. I know you are busy at your family, but I still love you. I talk to my relatives too, so I love you very much. Anybody in your family, tell them I love you very much. I know you have a family too, but I love them too. Tell them that, okay? Love you, Nick Stein. You're my homeboy, okay, you little buddy? Here, take it. Bye, thanks.
You know what? Nick Shiner's cooking, everybody.
Nick is the best Jet fan you ever met your whole life. I won't lie to you.
I'll stay in my crib by the light, and so bright as the twilight's last evening.
To infinity and beyond!
When you have a bad day, give up. Go home and sleep. Fuck it. Try again tomorrow.
Welcome, my friends. It's a shine time. Shine time. It's time to talk about the Jets. Don't you know it's shine time? Shine time. It's shine time. Time to be with my friends. Hey, have you seen my toe?
It's got me.
Gentry covered in purple. Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine